everyone. Welcome.
Learn how to avoid nursing homes.
Welcome to the program.
This free living trust workshop with Attorney Barry Siegel is Thursday, May 26th at 10 a.m. at the South County Civic Center in Denver.
Oh, man, another day. Lots to talk about. Oh, no, Trumpy Bear's tie's messed up. Hold on. There you go.
855 FLA Estate. That's 855.
It's showtime.
352-3782. 855-352-3782.
You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, the longest-running radio show in Florida, on the air since 1977. This year celebrating 45 years on the air. Now, Steve Kane with Brian Craig.
Hey guys, good morning. It is Friday. That's right, May 20th, 2022. My name is Brian Craig. And you, of course, are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 45 years on the radio this year. Welcome, one and all. It is Friday. Friday is open phones at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. Oh, man, I was listening to the end of yesterday's show on the overnight rebroadcast, the last hour, on my way into the radio station this morning. It was the hooker talk that Steve brought up, and man, it wasn't so much Steve. I was listening to these callers. It was man after man calling in about prostitutes, which really tells you all you need to know about some of the men in this audience. There's a lot of sleaze in this audience, and I just want to say this in the beginning because the overnight rebroadcast just ended. President Trump, see, I could tie everything to President Trump because President Trump is the greatest. President Trump did a lot of great things in his first term, but one of the greatest things that President Trump did that people don't talk about is President Trump did a couple of things that resulted in the largest crackdown of prostitution throughout America and the world. Of course, his border policy stopped a lot of the sex trafficking, but that's not what I'm talking about. President Trump shut down, early in his administration, he shut down Backpage, which was an online, a global website where all the prostitutes and the masseuses that Steve was talking about were being advertised by pimps and madams all over the world. And there was so much, I don't know, what would you call it, exploitation and sex slavery going on through the Backpage website. And President Trump shut it down. And that had a major impact on shutting down prostitution all over this country and the exploitation of women. And they don't give him, they can't give President Trump credit for anything. That's a big one. The National Organization for Women and all the pink hat ladies, they should be giving President Trump an award for his crackdown on the exploitation, the sexploitation of women. It's a great accomplishment of his. Oh man, we got a lot to talk about on the program, and I'll tell you, full disclosure here, I talk about these things sometimes. Last week I was talking that I went to any lab test now of Boca for some lab work, and I went to my doctor on Monday. Was it Monday? Yeah, it was Monday. And, I got some very bad test results when I got my blood work done at any lab test now of Boca. In fact, my doctor had ordered a whole bunch of tests, and almost every, because you get your lab work, from any lab test now of Boca, you get your lab work, and everything that is out of whack is red. Almost every test that she ordered was in the red. Almost every one. And I know that's not good. Now, part of that was I foolishly stopped taking some of my medication a few months ago, and that did not help. But the doctor prescribes something new for me as well on top of what I've been taking, and I started taking this new prescription on Monday, and I haven't talked about this on the air, but when you get when you get a prescription, you get the possible side effects, and if there's a television commercial, they read through them really quick where you can't even understand them. You know, with all the possible side effects, you don't pay any attention. There's a new medication that I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't want anybody to know all that much about my health issues. But I have every possible side effect of this one medication that I'm on, and it's been a real struggle all week. I started taking this on Monday, and starting Tuesday, and I've been getting new side effects every day, including today, but all week long I've been broadcasting, dealing with lots of side effects of different medication, of this particular medication. And I'm keeping track of the side effects, and I think that I have like every side effect that my doctor said was a possibility. You know, some people have this, some people have that. I got them all. And my doctor, she told me, well, rough it out for the first week. Rough it out for the first week. So I'm roughing it out, man. And I don't want to tell you what the side effects are, because if I start telling you what the side effects are, someone will start figuring out what my medication is. And, you know, the reason I don't do that is because then I get really paranoid. People start calling me with medical diagnoses and things that I really don't need to hear or want to hear or deal with. But no, I did call my doctor back, and my doctor said, you got to rough it out for the first week, and the side effects should go away. So I guess I'm on, I started it on Monday, so I got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm 3 days in. I haven't taken my medications for today. So it's been really rough for me all week long on the air, including right now. But the show must go on, and go on indeed it will. All right. Now, it is open phones on Fridays. Our number 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. Before I jump into any issues, there are callers on hold. I will take 1 or 2 calls before I get into the issues, because if people are on hold this early, well, I think I should let them talk. Good morning, since it is open phones here on Friday. You're on the radio. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, is it me?
It sounds like you.
Okay. I went to Champaign Auto yesterday.
Oh.
For an estimate on my car. And I had left $1,100 in the glove compartment, which I had completely forgotten was there. And when we came back to talk to them about the estimate, they were so worried and telling me, you left this money in the car. And not only did they give me the money, but then they were giving me advice. Don't keep the money in the glove compartment anymore. People are going to steal it. Come up with a plan. Somewhere else you're going to put the money. And they were so nice and gave me back my money. And then with the estimate on the car, they charged me a fee for the estimate. Then they greased the whole front end for free. And then they were telling me about each specific problem, and they were giving me advice on how I could fix these problems for less money without having them do the work.
Oh my goodness! So Champaign Automotive Repair are telling people how to fix their cars themselves and giving customers money. Wow. I don't know. Hey, Champaign Auto, you're not gonna. You can't stay in business paying your customers and sitting and not doing, oh my goodness. No, no. That goes into what we say in the commercial. You hear me say all the time, Champaign Automotive Repair will never do a repair on your vehicle that your vehicle doesn't need, and that means they're honest. So that's very nice. That's great. $1,100. Wow. If you went to any other place, you would have, that would have been it. You would have wondered where you lost the $1,100. Well, that's great. Well, thank you for the kind words for Champaign Automotive Repair in Boca. I appreciate that.
Okay, have a good day.
All right, you take care. Wow, that's amazing. They have an unusual business plan in the auto repair industry at Champaign Automotive Repair. You know what it is? Honesty. All right. No, any time people, you hear some of our commercials are callers who call in and talk about our sponsors. These are all spontaneous calls. Somebody in the chat room on YouTube said paid caller. We do not ever pay callers on this program or set up callers on this program. Never do we ever set up callers on this program, ever. It's never happened. It never will. And when you hear callers talk about different sponsors in our commercials, those are callers that have called me live on the air, okay? And I know a lot of you know it because you may have heard those calls when they happen live. But no, we do not. Everything on this show is live and spontaneous. Nothing really is pre-planned other than, like I go through the news, and I know what stories I have that I'm going to bring up, my stack of stuff throughout the day on the program. But nothing that we say is pre-planned, and never will you hear a call on the Steve Kane Show that is a fake caller or a setup caller, ever. Okay? I know shows do that in talk radio. And I hear that sometimes. I can tell a fake caller a mile away, and I think the audience can too. But whoever said, I don't know who said that in the chat. I didn't catch the name on YouTube Live, but I just saw the comment. No, that is, was it Daryl? I think, I'll go back and look. No, we never do that on this program. And I take that as a big insult because, no, that's just not how it works. All right, guys. So we had some celebration this week that the Ministry of Truth had been disbanded. Well, wow, that is not the case. The Ministry of Truth, the Disinformation Board, is not only still in operation, they've appointed a new leader, and they just announced it. Listen to this. The Biden regime announced, this is in the Gateway Pundit, the Biden regime announced they hired Michael Chertoff, who I think wasn't he in the G.W. Bush administration? What was he secretary of? He was Secretary of Homeland Security, wasn't he? The Biden regime announced that they hired Michael Chertoff, another Hunter Biden laptop truther, to lead the government's disinformation board. Chertoff had worked as an attorney at Covington and Burling. He's co-author of the Patriot Act that allowed the federal government to spy on U.S. citizens. Oh my goodness. He's now the head of the Ministry of Truth. He was a board member of a website called Alliance for Securing Democracy that claimed it was tracking Russian disinformation during the Trump first term. The Gateway Pundit says the real purpose of the website, it was a smear website. He and his colleagues have labeled the Gateway Pundit that I'm reading from right now and Breitbart as top Russia disinformation websites. Now he's the new leader of the Ministry of Truth, and this has been announced. I mean, this is, George W. Bush is in the news this week because of that clip of him, which I didn't play yesterday. I was saving that for the last hour of the show yesterday to talk about with Steve, and then Steve got into hooker talk. But to have one of the authors of the Patriot Act in charge of this Ministry of Truth, we're in a new phase in this country. And I really don't, I know you guys that listen to this program, you understand, okay? You listen to talk radio, you listen to this program, you are the most informed group of people in this country. This is just, it's frightening to me. George W. Bush is a scumbag. He's a scumbag. I was watching Greg Kelly last night, who had some brilliant analysis. Let me see if I got the clip. I was going to play this yesterday. I didn't. Let me see here. Yeah, this is the clip of George Bush.
The result is an absence of checks and balances in Russia, and the decision of one man to launch a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of Ukraine.
Funny. Greg Kelly on Newsmax TV last night had some brilliant analysis on George W. Bush after he played that video. He's a veteran. He's a Marine pilot and everything, Greg Kelly, so he's got a lot of info. And he said that Bush went into Afghanistan light so far as our military forces because he was saving them for Iraq, that they were planning on going after Iraq. Then he lied to the world about weapons of mass destruction, which they knew were not there. And thousands of Americans are dead, tens of thousands, almost 200,000 Iraqis dead. George Bush destabilized the entire Middle East, and it continues to this day what George Bush did. And his efforts were a failure because the people that brought down the Trade Center are now running Afghanistan again. And on top of the thousands of Americans that died in his lies in the Iraq War, how many are missing limbs? And then George Bush, G.W. Bush does this one thing that's really twisted. He likes to go jogging with soldiers who are missing feet and legs and other body parts because of him and his lies. And the Patriot Act, was needed in the immediacy of 9/11 because something like that had never happened and there was a lot of fear and everything. But I remember when it expired and they were trying to renew it, they changed the name of it. It had freedom in the title. I can't remember what they changed the name of it to. And I was very much opposed to them renewing the Patriot Act, but of course they did it. And when the Patriot Act was sold to us, there was some particular stories they told us that Al-Qaeda in this country, some of them U.S. citizens, were communicating through payphones, and the way the system worked, they had to get individual warrants for each person on each payphone. Remember all this? And the Patriot Act is how we got that secret court that they used to go after Trump, the FISA court. And we were scared after 9/11, and it happened, and we all stood up and allowed it to happen. Then they renewed it, and now look, they're using the Patriot Act against Breitbart, the Gateway Pundit, and God only knows who else, Project Veritas probably, with this disinformation board that has not been disbanded. They just got a more serious deep stater running it now, as opposed to this Mary Poppins lunatic that they had. And they're going to be spying on U.S. citizens and news outlets. And where's the media on this? The sound of silence. The sound of silence. That's where they are. Let's take our first break of the day. The callers on hold, stand by. My name's Brian Craig. It is open phones on Friday. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. Back after this.
Hi, folks. Dr. Matez here, now with the Biostation West Delray. At Biostation West Delray, we continue to offer the highest level of experience and care you can find in the realm of hormone pellet and hormone replacement therapies. But that's just the start. We offer a full array of age management modalities, including state-of-the-art treatments for erectile dysfunction, sexual dysfunction in women, physical and sexual rejuvenation, and quite frankly, any sign or symptom of aging that you may have. And don't forget, we offer the complete array of all cosmetic modalities, including Botox, fillers, lasers, etc. Better energy, better sleep, better performance, and looks to die for. If this all sounds good to you, call us at 588-93. That's 561-320-8893.
Brian Craig here with a huge announcement from the Thomas Edison of sleep, the inventor of the MyPillow, Mike Lindell. And MyPillow are now offering a BOGO extravaganza on multiple MyPillow items. Right now at MyPillow.com with our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E at checkout, buy one, get free pricing on MyPillow bed sheets, Giza Elegance MyPillows, the 6-piece MyPillow towel set, and the MyPillow Roll and Go Anywhere MyPillows, and so much more. Just go to mypillow.com. Click on the radio listener specials. Use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout or call toll-free 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879. The BOGO Extravaganza at mypillow.com with the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout. And with each purchase, for free, you will get a copy of Mike Lindell's autobiography. Call 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879. Or go to the radio listener special page at mypillow.com and use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
Yeah, now, when you go to MyPillow.com, make sure to click on the radio listener special page, and top items are on the buy one, get one free offer. The 6-piece MyPillow towel set, the regular MyPillow itself, the Giza Elegance pillows, the MyPillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets, these and many others. Over a dozen of the most popular MyPillow items are buy one, get one free. And for Father's Day, the MyPillow My Slippers, regularly $139.98. $90 off for Father's Day, just $49.98. That's right, $90 off. And by the way, they're applying that to the lady slippers as well. So, and this is a very, very, very limited special on not just the BOGOs, but for sure, big time, very, very limited on the slippers. They're calling it the blowout sale of the year with this. So take advantage of just $49.98 for the MyPillow My Slippers. Great Father's Day gift. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning. Yes, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, David from Coconut Creek.
Hey, David.
Hey, so regarding this baby formula shortage, the Walmart and Publix the other day, and the shelves for Similac were empty, but there was an abundance of Enfamil. I was actually quite surprised. So.
What they have at the store, and I made a video last week, but every time I go to the store, I check. What they have an abundance of is the powder. And you may see a bottle here or there of the liquid, but it's few and far between. But the powder, there's an overabundance of the powder, but a lot of children cannot consume the powder.
Okay.
You know, no. Powder, like my daughter, when she was an infant, could not take the powder. Some kids have allergies. There's digestion issues. The powder can cause constipation, all kinds of problems. There's not a shortage of powder. There's a shortage of liquid. That's how we found out that they bought it. They did massive buys for the illegal babies at the southern border. The liquid is more expensive, okay? And the government doesn't care about that. They just buy it, and they don't want the extra work to have to mix the powder. So it's a shortage in liquid, not in the powder. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Tell me if you think this is... So me and my girlfriend, we recently had a baby, and we both make decent money. So we really don't need any government assistance. But when I thought about it, I was like, all right, you have all these illegal immigrants coming here getting all the government benefits while we're here working, paying taxes, really not getting anything from the government. So I told her, go ahead and apply for WIC. And she did, and she got it. So we've been using WIC. And some people have been saying, well, you guys make more than enough. You shouldn't have been applying for it, which I understand. But on the other hand, you also have illegal immigrants coming here getting things that we should be getting. So, I mean...
Well, it depends. Wait a minute. You and your girlfriend have a baby that's how old?
6 months.
6 months, and you're not married. You live together?
No, we live separate.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, if she qualified, she qualified, but it sounds to me like she probably falsified the forms a little bit. She didn't include you in the forms. She included her own income and everything, and not you, who I'm sure, yeah.
Married, so my income wasn't required. But
I don't know. Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't. If she filled out the forms and didn't falsify anything, and she qualified, that's what the stuff's for. But if she falsified the forms to get it, that's another issue. But if she filled out the forms and qualified, But why are you not married and living with your child and the mother of your child?
Well, we're engaged. We're getting married soon. So
Why aren't you living together though?
well, we have two condos, and we can't really rent one because the HOA doesn't allow renting. So they're pretty much.
Well, real estate's so high now. You should sell the smaller of the condos and move in together.
Same size. They're the same size.
Well, you should sell one of them and move in together.
We thought about it, but I don't know.
Is it because you if one of you sells, okay, and the other one doesn't, since it's premarital property, you don't want to give up the home ownership. She doesn't want to give up home ownership. What's the problem?
No, actually, we thought about if we were going to sell, it would be hers because she has a lot more equity in hers than I do in mine. So,
well, if you do that though, if you were to do the decent thing, you would put her on the deed to your condo. She's going to give up her condo because she has more equity. So you guys are going to spend through her cash, and then things split. If things went south and you split up, your condo is not marital property because you owned it prior to the marriage. That wouldn't be fair to her.
Well, the plan is to sell hers, take the money, buy a house, and sell mine after we buy the house.
Okay, all right. Well, then that's good. That's good. But if she filled out the forms properly and didn't fudge on anything, and she qualified for assistance, that's what it's for.
Well, yeah. So this is the reason why we got it, because when she was on maternity leave, she was only getting 50% of her pay, and they asked for the last 2 pay stubs, which we submitted, which were the.
Oh, she found kind of a loophole. Yeah, it sounds a little sketchy. It sounds a little sketchy. So it sounds a little sketch. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she shouldn't. Maybe she shouldn't be. Just because illegals are doing it doesn't mean you should do something that's sketchy. Now you told us the truth. No, that's sketchy. You misrepresented.
No, Brian. I mean, they asked for the last 2 pay stubs. We gave them the last 2 pay stubs. It's a loophole, yes. Sketchy, no.
Where are you calling me from, by the way?
Coconut Creek.
Oh, Coconut Creek. Okay. All right. No.
No, it's no different from our favorite president's tax loop.
No, that's not a tax loophole. That's a little no. The tax cuts are not loopholes. Tax cuts are not loopholes.
Okay.
All right, take care. Oh my goodness. Yes. People do this. They find little ways to wiggle around and get things for free. I get it. Oh no, I would not. I wouldn't do what he was doing. All right, like I say, it's open phones on Friday. 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. So anyway, now one of the authors of the Patriot Act is heading up the Office of Disinformation, and this is what's going on here. They're going to use the Patriot Act and Iraq and everything that came along with that. The excuse of 9/11 was used for all of that, right? They used the excuse of 9/11 for years to get all this stuff through and get all kinds of other things through, including the lie of weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. Now they're doing the same thing with January 6th. They're using January 6th to get all of their things done. And what's happening now is, this isn't Republicans against Democrats. This is the uniparty, the political establishment of both parties against MAGA. Right? And what they're doing is they are criminalizing and characterizing as domestic terrorists people that don't support the political establishment of both parties, people that are MAGA. That's what this is all about. Office that is an office inside the Department of Homeland Security. This should frighten you. Republicans for years have talked about dissolving the Department of Education and other things, Department of Energy. Homeland Security is going very rogue here and getting very scary. And the media are silent on this. The media are silent on it because the media are part of the deep state. That's a fact. The mainstream media, of which Fox News is a part of now. I know there's some isolated people like Tucker Carlson, but as a whole, Fox News is part of the mainstream corporate media now. And they view things like Breitbart and Gateway Pundit, online news sources, they view that as competition, and they're very happy with working with their friends in the deep state to shut down their competition. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Triggerman, Coral Springs. Good morning. Your buddy Trump, he asked Oz to declare himself the winner in Pennsylvania. You know if Oz did that or not?
No, sadly, he has not taken the advice of our president, Trump, and he's just under 1,100 votes ahead, Dr. Oz, right now. And he should take the advice of Donald Trump.
Really? So your glorious president is telling Dr. Oz to ignore American.
No, what happens is most, if you're watching the news on election night, networks declare winners in races when there's like 3, 4, 5% of the vote counted. We project so and so is the winner in this race. This is how it's done. That's very consistent with how things are done. No.
Okay, nice try. What about Jeffrey's brilliant takedown of that idiot Clarence Thomas this last week? You didn't say anything about.
I didn't. I don't even know about it. Tell me about it.
Goodness! Oh, you need to look that up.
Well, tell me about. You're here. Tell me about it.
Oh well, Clarence Thomas has been running his mouth about people not being happy with certain outcomes, and Hakeem Jeffries told Clarence Thomas that before he starts running his track, he needs to look at what's right at home next to him. Me and his wife Jenny Thomas.
So what is he talking to her about? Roe v. Wade? No, no, she didn't. No, she did not go inside the Capitol building. No, she did not. Listen, I don't mind liberal callers to the program. I really don't mind liberal callers to the program. I enjoy talking to liberals on the air in small doses. But I can't sit here and debate lies, okay? All right, let's take our break for the bottom of the hour. Triple H Go Kane 1 Open Phone Friday. 888-465-2631. My name's Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back after this.
What do you need help with right now? Anxiety? Insomnia? Stress? Stomach issues? Skin conditions? Chronic pain? Or something else? Have you thought about CBD? The Steve Kane Show has partnered with the top CBD company in the nation that's offering amazing CBD products for you, your loved ones, and your pets. Online at cbdkane.com. Oils, soft gels, creams, and more. CBDKane.com has exactly what you're looking for. The CBD is available in different degrees of potency, so you can choose the perfect CBD strength for your needs. This is full spectrum CBD, made with organically grown hemp. CBD is known for its healing properties. It's natural, safe, and effective. Visit CBDKANE.com. That's CBDKane.com. The official CBD of the Steve Kane Show. CBDKane.com. Bringing you the finest CBD at great
Steve
prices.
Kane Show.
Hi, Tom Laporta
Hold on.
here from Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Building Restoration. We survived the 2021 hurricane season. Now it's time to get your building envelope ready for the next season. Laporta Contracting installs all types of roofs, from asphalt, clay, and concrete, standing metal seam, flat roofs, and slate tile systems. Our building restoration offers complete envelope protection to include siding, stucco, concrete restoration, impact windows and doors, weatherproofing, and painting. Laporta Contracting serves single-family, multifamily, HOAs, and commercial properties. Call Laporta Contracting today for a free evaluation and estimate, and go to our website to see our team and past customer videos at laportacontracting.com. Our number is 954-604-4602. That number again is 954-604-4602. And thanks for listening to the Steve Kane Show.
Attention seniors, have you protected you and your family from financial ruin? You are invited to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's free Medicaid planning workshop. Make sure you and your family are properly protected from financial ruin. Learn how planning ahead can protect you from running out of money before you run out of life. Learn how to avoid being forced to spend down your assets. Learn how to avoid nursing home seizure of your assets. Learn how Medicaid can pay for your nursing home and home care expenses, and much more. This free workshop with attorney Barry Siegel is Thursday, May 26th at 2 p.m. at the South County Civic Center in Delray. Seating is limited, so reserve your seat for this free estate planning workshop.
Yes, LJ, I do read the chat.
FLA Estate. That's 855-352.
Not constantly, because most of the time, if you see me looking down, I'm reading an article or something that I'm going to talk about after the break.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search.
You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Louisiana.
Yes, Louisiana.
Well, good morning to you too. Hey, I want to call and say, we opened up your show this morning, so I stopped listening because I had to do something else. You said when Trump got in office, I think his fan page, he talked about. Hello.
Yeah, I'm trying to. You're trying to put together a coherent thought. I'm waiting for you to complete your thought to respond.
Okay. You said that Trump, when he got in office, he got rid of the fan page about the prostitution and all that.
Oh, now, yeah, when one of the first, in the early months of President Trump's first term, he had the Justice Department shut down Backpage, which was an online website where prostitution was being advertised in every community in America and throughout the world. And that had a big impact on shutting down prostitution, which was a good thing. I'm sure you agree.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree with it. But he didn't say it ain't like he stopped prostitution.
Well, he stopped prostitution. No, does a cop stop crime? Does a cop stop speeding with a ticket? He shut down. No, what he did, he shut down the major avenue that people were advertising. Not just adults, but underage exploitation was going on, and child sex abuse. All kinds of things were going on Backpage, and it had a big blow to the industry worldwide.
Yeah, that's good.
I didn't say that he ended prostitution. And look at this. I mean, you're upset at President Trump for shutting down the largest prostitution ring in the world.
I'm not upset with Trump doing that.
You're trying to find fault with it.
I'm not trying to find fault with it. You make it seem like
plus he shut down a lot of sex trafficking on the southern border. Oh yeah, I can tell.
Okay. Another thing. I was listening to that lady named Kellyanne Conway.
Yes.
I was listening to read something about Kellyanne Conway with her book. She was saying basically her husband was committing adultery. I don't know if you heard what she said.
Bruce Wayne, get out of Super Chat. Thank you. Everyone thank Bruce Wayne.
He texted about Trump.
Hit the like button, yes.
He texted up. Because
tweeted.
Her marriage.
He cheated by tweet, she said. Kellyanne Conway.
That's the most craziest thing I ever heard in my life.
Well, what she said was it was a way to promote the book. It was like a buzzword, like a thing to get people. She very carefully crafted that because it's a headline thing to get buzz going about her book. That's called just marketing of the book sales.
Yeah, to tell her book, but I think that's the most craziest. I wouldn't even say that's so crazy. And one more thing, I'm gonna let you go. Madison Cawthorn, and he's talking about the dark matter. What the world is dark matter?
Well, I've that's a new one to me. I don't know. I heard him say that yesterday. I've not heard that before. Dark MAGA. I'm not sure exactly what that is. Is that Blacks for Trump? Is that dark MAGA? I don't know what he really means by dark MAGA.
Oh, well, I don't know what he means by that. That just he lost. Get over it, bro. You lost. He lost because of you. Because of you, what you did as you. They told you to shut it down, but you want to do what you want to do.
Who you're talking to Madison Cawthorn now? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like part of the reason he lost because of him. Because by the Cawthorn,
Madison Cawthorn. No, what Madison Cawthorn did that cost him his seat in Congress was he exposed that sex and drug eyes wide shut party. Oh, really?
He said it wasn't true. He said it wasn't true.
No, he did not. He did not. They tried. They called him into a meeting with Kevin McCarthy and tried to get him to walk it back, but he never really did that. But that's why they got rid of him.
Why did the proof? Where was the proof? It was no proof because he wasn't getting out.
Well, people typically don't record themselves doing illegal things, right?
Something so off the wall, come with proof.
Okay, so you think the Republicans are people of high moral character and wouldn't do such things, hookers and drugs?
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if you say something, I say it all the time. Just don't say it. Come with the proof. If you don't show me the proof, I don't believe it.
Well, no, he is an eyewitness to the event.
Come with the proof. Come with the proof. If not, don't say it.
Oh, okay. All right. Take care. No, that's what did him in. And it really shows you how devious these Republicans are. All of a sudden, we get these gay videos of Madison Cawthorn out all over the place after he outed their sex and drug party. I believe Madison Cawthorn. And he should start naming names. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Neil, in Pompano Beach.
Hey, Neil. What's up?
I gotta say that this show is the best show on the air, the best talk show on the air. Everything else is crap. You have the balls to take phone calls. None of these people take phone calls anymore. I go back to the days of Steve Kane and Neil Rogers and Phil Hendry. They all took phone calls, but they don't take them anymore. You do.
Well, when you say they don't take phone calls, who's the they you're talking about?
Who's the what?
Yeah, like what host are you talking about that do not take phone calls?
All what we used to call D-bags.
Well, give me some names.
Sean Hannity. Who's the other one? Glenn Beck. He's the worst. All these people are terrible. Your show is like a breath of fresh air.
Well, I learned how to do this from the best, Steve Kane. But, there's reasons why they don't take calls, a lot of these other shows, okay? Taking calls... Well, there's a couple of reasons. One of them is taking calls is risky, and we do it screenless here. We don't have to. By the way, Rich Allen is in the control room down the hall at the radio station. He can screen calls. He's got a phone. We still take them live. Taking calls live on the air is scary to a lot of people because you never know what's going to happen and what someone's going to say. And a lot of these people you're talking about, they're afraid that someone's going to ask them something that they don't have an answer to, or they'll look bad. It's risky to take calls for these guys.
Risky? How come it wasn't risky during the Neil Rogers and people back then? Back then, you had to.
Because you're dealing with when you're talking about Neil Rogers, Steve Kane, me. You're dealing with top tier talk radio talent. What you're dealing with most of these guys that are doing talk radio today, they're not talk radio hosts. They're activists, most of them, right? Even Mark Levin, they're activists, and they have an agenda that they want to get out there, and they don't want anyone to interrupt their flow. The other thing is, that's the way it is. Glenn Beck is the worst because if you go and watch his show online with the video, his show is all written. He reads it. He's got writers, and everything is written, and he's reading it live on the air.
Actually, Sean Hannity technically is worse. Not this show.
Every show. If you're doing commercial radio, it's about the commercials but you got to have content in between. Sean Hannity, let me tell you what happened with Sean Hannity, okay? About 6 years ago, he split with his wife that he had been with forever, right? And, he makes $50 million a year or something like this, and he's, for the first time, and this is what happened to Hannity, I'm serious. When he and his wife split, and he kept it secret for about 5 years, he started having sex for the first time with beautiful women, and his ego exploded. Because he's in bed with beautiful women, because he's rich and famous, and he's become very full of himself.
He makes me sick. I can't listen to the guy. He's so bad. Even though I agree with a lot of what he says, I would never, ever admit to that because I wouldn't want that douchebag on my side. He's terrible. Now that you told me this about the beautiful women, that makes me sicker.
Well, you know, the thing about Hannity, I call it the Hannity list. He goes through his list every day on his show, both on the radio and on television. That this whole talking points of things that everybody already knows, and I don't even know why he has guests on. He never lets them talk. He
never lets them. He always butts right in because he's got to make that 12 minutes.
He does a monologue to his guest. He has high-profile, big-name guest, and he gives them enough time to either say yes or no to what he said. He just has guests on, so he has some big, important person to talk at.
And then he plays it off with that girl on the show who he acts like, you know, he's not in agreement with, but all she's doing is kissing his ass.
Well, I haven't listened to his radio show in years. Yeah.
Oh, it's torture. It's torture.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm surprised at your station, though, playing Neil Rogers and then having these other guys do the Neil Rogers show. That's bad, man.
Oh, no, I love it. Yeah. What would you, well, I'm on now in the mornings. How many shows do you want me to do? I'm here in the morning with Steve, and I'm doing my podcast, and you know, how many, you know, I'm already doing 2 shows a day.
Steve Kane and Neil Rogers. It was so much fun.
Yeah, I know. The radio wars and all of that. I know. Steve's like the last gunfighter. Yeah. All the other guys are gone. Even George is dead, which is crazy.
Who? Oh,
George. Neil's board op, his producer George. Yeah, even he's died.
He was a suck-up. Oh, man.
George was never nice to me. He and I never, I don't know why. He was paranoid. He was always worried that I was going to replace him as Neil's producer, which I would never have done that.
Who was the other guy, Bird? Remember the Bird?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Bird's dead, too. They're all dead. The Bird died years ago. I think the Bird died when Neil was still on the air.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Keep it up, man. You do a show, there's no bells and whistles. It's nice and low-key. There's no...
Low-key, that's just what we want on the radio. We want to be low-key. We want to be high-key and have everybody listening. Anyway, thanks for the kind words. I appreciate it. Take care. All right. By the way, since he brought it up, afternoons at 3, the best of Neil Rogers, and then from 4 to 6, Uncle High. So, yeah, we do have talk back in the afternoons in this market on this station. All right, let's take our last break of the first hour. We'll be back after this.
Listen to the Neil Rogers Show, afternoons on WWNN Talk Radio.
Hi, this is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. If you call or text me on my cell phone, I will analyze your home and your FPL bill over the phone, and I can quote you on insulation, ducts, and radiant barrier. Call me now, and I'll show you how to save up to 30 to 40% on your electric bill this month and for every month from here till eternity. 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Call now, get up to 50% off, and receive an additional $500 on over 2,000 square feet of radiant barrier, an additional $1,000 off on 4,000 square feet of radiant barrier. Call or text me now, 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Or you can find me on the web at cutmykilowatts.com.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops.
No, it's H-Y. High is spelled H-Y.
Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135.
Why is Biden going to Asia? To check in with his employers in China. China.
Up to $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great low price right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net. Do you suffer from neuropathy? Maybe you do and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet? Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching. Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you have no feeling at all. The symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. 754-222-6642. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
All righty. 5 before 7. Took that last call a little late. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Yeah, so the Ministry of Disinformation has a new leader, a member of the deep state, Michael Chertoff. And listen to this. This is Senator Gillibrand. You know her, Democrat. She said yesterday, we need federal regulations to monitor social media so people can't be hatefully radicalized to harm our democracy. See, I've been telling you about this. When the internet was sold to us, it was sold to us as freedom. Freedom. And now it's becoming the complete opposite. This disinformation board that they've come up with, we call it the Ministry of Truth, but it's actually called the Disinformation Board. To have an office of the government of the United States that is an open office. I mean, this isn't like some secret NSA office in a basement somewhere. This is something that they actually named the Disinformation Board. That's insane to me. There's nothing more un-American than that. And it's not even controversial to the media who are in the information business, right? But what that Disinformation Board is going to become, it's going to become a regulatory board of the internet. You know, the internet is too free. You know too much. There's too much freedom. There's too much freedom of speech. You know, look at what happened in Buffalo. This shooter in Buffalo, he's not a right-wing extremist. He's not a left-wing extremist. He's a mentally ill person. Now that doesn't mean that he should get away with it. He should face the full penalty of the law. But look at how they're so quick to label him a right-wing extremist because they want to use that to do their crackdown on free speech. I was talking about this a few weeks ago when the Disinformation Board first came up. When radio was new, there was no FCC, okay? And when Roosevelt came along is when they came in with regulating radio. And they declared that the radio airwaves are the public airwaves. And that's like common thinking among people today, that the radio and television too, but the radio waves are the public airwaves. The radio signal is the public's property. So the government has a right to regulate it. And the reason that they regulated radio and then later television, but the reason they regulated radio in the 1930s, and we have what we have now with the FCC, is because in its day, it was the Twitter of 1930, was radio. Okay? And, yeah, guys would own a radio station and say whatever they wanted, going around the New York Times and the other mainstream news outlets of the day. And they couldn't have that. So they came in and they regulated it because they wanted to control it. Now, we have a lot of freedom in radio, but there are some things we can't say. Same goes on television. Okay? But that's why they did it. And now they're doing the same thing with this Disinformation Board with the internet. And what's going to happen with this is the Disinformation Board, it's going to start slow, you know, the boiling the frog, you know, analogy, if you're familiar with that. They're going to start officially collecting examples, and then eventually they're going to come out with a huge report that's as thick as the New York City phone book in the 70s, okay? Remember those big, thick phone books? Of examples, and Breitbart and a bunch of other things, of disinformation on the internet, and they're going to come in with a regulatory body to control speech on the internet. And they're doing this because of Trump. Trump came down the escalator and won the presidency because they did not have the ability to control the messaging because of social media and other online things. The media could not control the messaging. They lost it. The media lost their influence. And that was the first time it was really they lost their influence. And ever since Trump won in 2016, they've been moving hard to come in and regulate the internet. And you've seen different things happen. But now that they have this disinformation board that is still in existence with a new leader, one of the authors of the Patriot Act is now running the disinformation board, the Ministry of Truth. That's what they're going to do with this. Okay? And this is, and those of you that are like liberals out there, you know, you're really short-sighted in your thinking. You think, oh, no big deal. These right-wingers, you know, and all this stuff. This will be used against you as well. Okay? This will be used against you as well. It just so happens the Democrats are in power right now, and it looks like this is a great idea to a lot of leftists because they're in charge right now. But Republicans will be back in charge. Do you want this kind of body regulating your speech online? I don't think that you do. But they can't see straight. The Trump derangement syndrome. They have the Trump derangement blinders on. This is something I never thought would happen, not openly in this country, this Ministry of Truth. And now that they have a serious deep stater running it, we're in big trouble. Enjoy your free speech. Enjoy your free expression, because it's going away. And we're seeing it now. All right, 1 hour down, 2 to go. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show, on the radio since 1977. My name's Brian Craig. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. Back after this.
You're listening to WWNN Pompano Beach, 1470 AM, 95.3 in Boca, 96.9 in Lauderhill. The talk of South Florida.
Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental is the official dentist of the Steve Kane Show. For good reason. He does great work at affordable prices. Listen to a Steve Kane listener share their experience with Dr. Gupta.
Hi, this is Tim, one of your loyal listeners, and I just want to thank you for turning me on to Dr. Gupta. I went over to him yesterday, and I had a great experience, and makes you feel very comfortable over there, and has a beautiful place, and I thank you guys very much. Have a great one.
Dr. Gupta, the official dentist of the Steve Kane Show. Make Dr. Gupta the official dentist of your family. Give him a call. 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633. Online, BrightonDentalCare.com. Brian Craig here with a huge announcement from the Thomas Edison of sleep, the inventor of the MyPillow, Mike Lindell. And MyPillow are now offering a BOGO extravaganza on multiple MyPillow items. Right now at MyPillow.com with our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E at checkout. Buy one, get free pricing on MyPillow bed sheets, Giza Elegance MyPillows, the 6-piece MyPillow towel set, and the MyPillow Roll and Go Anywhere MyPillows, and so much more. Just go to MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener specials. Use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout, or call toll-free 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879. The BOGO Extravaganza at MyPillow.com with the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout. And with each purchase, for free, you will get a copy of Mike Lindell's autobiography. Call 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879. Or go to the radio listener special page at MyPillow.com and use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E.
Dr. Matez here from the Biostation West Delray. Many of you are familiar with the famous erection injection, an extremely effective treatment for erectile dysfunction made popular right here on the Steve Kane Show. I'm here to tell you that the erection injection is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the extensive array of treatment options now available at the Biostation West Delray. Our custom compounded products yield combinations and dosages that increase the efficacy of Viagra and Cialis greatly. We also offer treatments that can correct the problem at its source, such as PRP and sound wave pulse therapies that restore your natural function. State-of-the-art testing and the most current treatment options all available in one place, the Biostation West Delray. If you want to correct your erectile problems once and for all, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
This is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. Give me a call today to save up to 50% on your insulation and radiant barrier and up to 35% on your electric bill. That's 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500.
Attention seniors. Have you protected you and your family from financial ruin? You are invited to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's free Living Trust Workshop. Make sure you and your family are properly protected even if you already have a trust. Learn how to avoid losing an inheritance to predators like divorcing spouses, lawsuits, creditors, government agencies, and the IRS. Learn how to prevent running out of money before you run out of life. Learn how to avoid being forced to spend down your assets. Learn how to avoid nursing home seizure of your assets. This free Living Trust workshop with Attorney Barry Siegel is Thursday, May 26th at 10 a.m. at the South County Civic Center in Delray. Seating is limited, so reserve your seat for this free estate planning workshop and call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE. That's 855-352-3782. 855-352-3782.
You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, the longest running radio show in Florida, on the air since 1977. This year celebrating 45 years on the air. Now, Steve Kane with Brian Craig.
All right, welcome back. Yes. Hour number 2 has begun. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show. Open phones on this Friday at 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Stephen.
Oh, yes, Doug. What's up?
You just mentioned Hannity. Did you watch Tucker last night?
I caught some of Tucker.
Yeah, well, at the end of Tucker, I don't know if it's just time-wise a problem, but all of a sudden now, Tucker never says, I mean, that is the great Sean Hannity.
Oh, really?
He says, no more. I've been watching this for like 2 weeks and saying, wow.
Really?
Anything, or they have a rift going on between them, but something's not right.
Really? They don't do like a handover, like a crossover handover anymore?
No more. He ends the show for posterity, whatever he says, his own goes over. And normally he says...
Now, I don't know if those shows, are those shows live? Or are they recorded?
I don't know. I thought they were live, but I'm not sure. I have no idea.
Well, there's, Hannity, there's jealousy with, Hannity. Tucker Carlson is so good that he makes Hannity look irrelevant, right? I mean, his show is very uninteresting because he's following something that's so good, touching on great topics and going at it right like it is, telling it like it is, everything else. Hannity comes on and it's vanilla, very generic.
Yeah, and it's repeating basically everything he just said. So if you watch Tucker, you don't need to watch Hannity.
And Tucker's ratings, I'm sure, have him jealous too.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Tucker's making more money as well, but who knows? But anyway, I just thought it was really interesting. Check.
Well, these guys, it's not always about the money they make. It's about the influence and the ratings they have. And Tucker Carlson has the #1 highest rated show in the history of cable news. Not just now, ever.
Yeah, I know. That's amazing. I'm sure that must be bugging Hannity because he's been around for longer than Tucker. But anyway, But what I thought was very interesting was we were talking about this Ministry of Truth. Tucker brought out the WHO is going to be taking over our healthcare pretty much. And
well, yeah, they did such a great job during COVID, the World Health Organization, right?
You know, I think that's really going to upset everyone. I'm thinking that when is it going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back? Mm-hmm. Getting to the point that I don't know how much people are going to take, but.
Well, we got no choice. Hey, Doug, appreciate the call. Thanks so much, Doug. You know, this Ministry of Truth, if you're just tuning in, okay, it was being reported earlier this week, they used a term that they shelved the Ministry of Truth, the Disinformation Board, because they had this lunatic that was running it. She was a clown. She's literally a clown, right? You saw the Mary Poppins video. She's an idiot. And now they have Michael Chertoff running it, who was part of the G.W. Bush administration, one of the authors of the Patriot Act. And I'd gotten a text message from a friend of mine during the break about this, and they had made a very good point, that she was so wackadoodle and out of control. To bring in Chertoff he looks reasonable compared to her. Well, he looks like an adult, but to me, he looks like a director of the CIA. For some reason, I think, wasn't he the Homeland Security Secretary? The second one? Right? I think he was. It just kind of clicks in my mind. I can't remember 100% for sure. But he's bad news. Because you have a deep state person who's embedded with both the deep state and the uniparty political establishment running an office with the sole mission of monitoring political opposition. That's what they're talking about, monitoring political opposition. They mean MAGA. This has never happened before. Not even during the Civil War did this happen. Okay? And you should be worried. You should be fearful. Now, I did see Dr. Oz last night on Newsmax. Dr. Oz, his lead has shrunk. He's... last count, he's about 1,050, 1,060 ahead. And, you know, he really should take the advice of President Trump. He should take the advice of President Trump and declare victory. Let it play out how it plays out. But I saw him on Greg Kelly, and he's obviously not taking the advice of President Trump, who got him the victory. And the reason that this is even up in the air is because of Kathy Barnett. And I didn't think we'd be talking about Kathy Barnett. I wasn't expecting to ever mention her name again. But Kathy Barnett was a plant of the establishment. Not necessarily the Democrats, but of the uniparty establishment. Now, with that being said, that doesn't mean that she was a willing participant. She could have just been a useful idiot. And I know a lot of you guys like Kathy Barnett. She's all right. I don't know, but she split the MAGA vote. A lot of good MAGA people did not listen to President Trump and voted for Kathy Barnett, and because of that, Trump may have a loss in Pennsylvania. Okay, McCormick can pull this through, and what McCormick does in the future, so far as Trump, I don't know. Trump didn't endorse him. So he has no loyalty to Trump, and Trump needs loyal people to get McConnell out of the way in the Senate. And and the reason I bring this up is there's going to be other races. There's going to be other races, and they're going to have other candidates to split the vote. That's why everyone has to do what President Trump tells you to do in your particular state. You've got to do it. There are going to be other people you don't like, that you have issues with. Do what Trump tells you to do. He's got a plan, and we've got to follow it. If Kathy Barnett was not in that race, this Pennsylvania Senate race would be over, and Dr. Oz would be the Republican nominee for the Senate seat in Pennsylvania against this, they tell us, socialist Democrat that he's running up against. So, I'm sorry. Kathy Barnett is responsible for this. And notice how she's gone silent. Like she said that if she didn't win, she wouldn't support anyone. She would only support a Republican in that seat if she won the primary. And now she's disappeared on us. So she may have been an operative without knowing it, or she may have known it. She's easy prey for these people because she desperately wants to hold elected office. It's upsetting. It really is upsetting because Trump needs as many victories as possible. Now, we did get the Roe v. Wade decision. Last week it was reported we were going to get the decision on Monday. And then on Monday it was reported that we were going to get the decision on Wednesday. And here it is Friday, and we still don't have the decision. And I'm starting to get concerned that they've gotten to them. Okay, and this story out of Oklahoma, which I know people are celebrating, it's good, but let me tell you what I'm thinking here. The Oklahoma House yesterday, in a vote of 73-16, approved a bill that will leave Oklahoma with the strictest anti-abortion laws in the nation, banning abortion after conception, with only a few exceptions thereafter for rape and incest, but only if such a crime has been reported to law enforcement. This is similar to the law in Texas. The bill in Oklahoma also allows other citizens to file a lawsuit against anyone who aids or abets someone in having an abortion. Okay, now this is a good thing, right? I mean, you know, it's a good thing. But I think we're being set up here in Oklahoma. I really do. The Supreme Court is taking too long with getting this decision out. They said it was going to be Monday. They said it was going to be Wednesday. Here it is Friday. We don't have it. There must be some people on the fence because of the harassment. And this Oklahoma law does not help us. Now, hopefully the decision will come out today and then we'll have nothing to worry about. But I feel like we're being set up here in Oklahoma, coming out with the most extreme, so far as abortion restriction laws being passed by a state legislature in the modern era. No abortion after conception. I mean, that's, you know. And it seems to me that they very quite possibly could be getting things like this through to try to scare the Supreme Court. If you put this opinion through, this is what's going to happen. Do you really want no abortion after conception? You understand what I mean? It's almost like this thing in Oklahoma is part of a lobbying effort against the Supreme Court. And see, you're not supposed to lobby the Supreme Court. You lobby Congress, which means bribe, blackmail, do whatever. But you're not supposed to lobby judges. And that's what's going on right now. Pressure on the justices. And this House bill that passed is a good bill in Oklahoma, but this is something you want to do after the opinion has come out, not before. Until that opinion officially comes out, it can change. It can change a millisecond before it's released. All right? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian.
Hey, Andrea.
I think that they will Wade, and this is why I think that they will do it. Because the Summer of Rage is going to be all about targeting and probably burning down the Catholic churches. And this is why I say that. Did you hear of one Handmaid's Tale event that went into a mosque or a temple? No, it was all targeting the Catholic Church. You cannot have big government and God with these people.
Yeah.
I think that they'll overturn it, and the quote-unquote Summer of Rage will be all about dismembering the Catholic religion in this country. That's what I think.
You know, and the Catholic Church really isn't that active in this. I mean, the leading Catholic in America is Joe Biden. The second leading Catholic is Nancy Pelosi. All right? So the Catholic Church isn't as pro-life as people think in this country.
Well, where have they been? Where have they been on anything?
Yeah. Yeah.
They have been just radio silent. But that's what I think is going to happen because this is all part of the plan.
Well, I wouldn't be so sure this Supreme Court ruling could go either way. Remember, the Obamacare ruling in 2010, what the original ruling we found out after was to strike down Obamacare, and at the last moment, Roberts changed his opinion and changed the entire Supreme Court decision on Obamacare. It could still change on Roe v. Wade, and I'm telling you, this thing in Oklahoma they passed yesterday helps the Handmaid's Tale ladies.
Well, I just think that it is it's a much bigger thing, and the Roe v. Wade is just a catalyst to do whatever it is that they're going to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, Andrea, I gotta run for our break, but thanks for the call. It's 19 minutes after the hour. We'll take our break and be back. Our number 1-888-GO-CANE1. Remember, on Fridays, it is open phone, so we'll be back after this.
Hi, this is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. If you call or text me on my cell phone, I will analyze your home and your FPL bill over the phone, and I can quote you on insulation, ducts, and radiant barrier. Call me now, and I'll show you how to save up to 30 to 40% on your electric bill this month and for every month from here till eternity. 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Call now, get up to 50% off, and receive an additional $500 on over 2,000 square feet of radiant barrier, an additional $1,000 off on 4,000 square feet of radiant barrier. Call or text me now, 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Or you can find me on the web at cutmykilowatts.com.
This is Brian Craig. I've been telling you about the great deals and incredible customer service at Friendly Tire on both new tires and used tires. One of our listeners, Antonio, went to Friendly Tire and called to share with us his experience of buying used tires at Friendly Tire in Margate.
Good morning, you're on the radio.
Hey, yes, Brian, I want to give you a quick testimony about the tire place up in Margate, Friendly Tire. Friendly Tire is everything you said it would be, man. I went up there and got me some used tires, and when I went up there, man, he was very courteous. My whole family's going for that, man. Everything you said it was going to be, man. I appreciate you for that, man. And Mike's a great guy, man.
Well, what's your name?
Antonio.
All right, Antonio. Hey, I'm glad we could save you and your family lots of money on tires at Friendly Tire.
Oh, no doubt, man. Thanks so much, man.
Do what Antonio did. Stop into Friendly Tire and find incredible deals on both new and used tires. Give Friendly Mike a call right now.
Steve Kane Show.
954-977-9445.
Hey, Barry, hold on.
954-977-9445. And Mike will give you a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445 for Friendly Tire in Margate. Listen to the Steve Kane Show.
All right, 21 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. We are less than a week away this Thursday. Attorney Barry Siegel and the Siegel Law Group Living Trust and Medicaid workshops are right around the corner. And on the line, Attorney Barry Siegel. Barry, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Great. What do you have for us this morning, Barry?
Oh, just like you said, less than a week. Next Thursday, we're going to have our doubleheader. In the morning, we're going to have our Living Trust workshop. That's Thursday, I believe it's May 26th, and that's going to be at the Delray South County Civic Center, and that's at 10 a.m. We're going to be covering a lot of information about living trust, wills, powers of attorney, healthcare documents, disability planning to make sure that we leave our assets to our children and beneficiaries in a protected fashion, protecting them from themselves, protecting them from others. And in the afternoon, we're going to cover Medicaid planning. Now, you may be listening here thinking, oh, Medicaid, that has nothing to do with me. Well, listen up. If you don't have long-term care insurance, then this has a lot to do with you. Or if you don't think you have enough long-term care insurance, this has a lot to do with you, because it can be the difference between keeping everything that you've saved and worked for your whole life and losing everything as well. So it's super important to be educated and to understand some of the things that you don't know, to make sure that you and your spouse don't run out of money before you run out of life. Because there's really only 3 ways to pay for the cost of long-term care. One is the long-term care insurance. And if you have it, great, you did a great job, and I certainly encourage it. If you don't have it, then you're down to just spending down those assets out of your own pocket, potentially going broke, or you can get government benefits. The biggest myth, of course, as you know, Brian, is people think they have too much money, too much income, and they cannot qualify. A lot of you are going to be shocked to realize that this is going to be your saving grace to be able to put your family.
Yeah, one thing you said I've never heard you say before, if you have long-term care insurance but you don't have enough coverage, and I think a lot of people assume, oh, I've got long-term care insurance I'm taken care of. That may not be the case.
Many years ago, the policies used to cover lifetime, and the insurance companies have realized that they just cannot afford to do that. So most policies that people have now, I'm not going to get, there's a whole thing where there's other types of policies now that have riders on your life insurance, but most of the policies, the traditional policies that are out now, are either for a dollar limit or a certain number of years, like maybe 3 years. So people run out of that coverage and then be in the same boat. So it's very important to have, even if you have long-term care insurance, to have a plan B to make sure that you don't.
Well, that's the kind of information you get at these workshops. You think you know everything, you think you've heard everything, and then boom, little gem like that comes out that I've never heard before. So you want to attend. Now listen, these are completely free workshops. They ask that you make a reservation so they know how much space they need, okay? So I'm going to give you the office number of the Siegel Law Group, and they'll give you detailed directions as well when you call. Online at siegellawgroup.com, but the number, 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. All right, Barry, we are not going to be here on Thursday next week, so you might want to call in on Monday so we can do a promotion on Monday for the workshop on Thursday, all right? All right, take care. All right, you take care. Yeah, Thursday. Thanks so much. Talk to you next week. Yeah, next on Thursday, my wife is having a procedure in the hospital, so we're not going to be here live next Thursday. Now, I was telling you at the start of the show that I started a new prescription medication on Monday, and what had happened is I had not been feeling well, and I was talking to my wife about it, and I stopped taking a couple of my prescription medications a couple of months ago, and called up to make an appointment at my doctor, and then they wanted all these lab tests. So I went over to any lab test now in Boca, got the lab test, and I talked about this at 6, but there's a reason why I'm sharing it now again. I'll tell you in a second. Almost every test that my doctor ordered came back red, which means out of whack from what things are supposed to be. Some of it was because, like an idiot, I stopped taking my prescription medication, but the doctor prescribed something new for something else, and told me about the possible side effects. And this week, I have gotten every one of the possible side effects of this particular medication. I talked to the doctor, and they told me that they should go away after a week. And I started this on Monday, and it's been a rough week for me. But this morning in particular, one of the side effects I'm having, well, I've had all morning, and it's been getting progressively worse, and it's hitting me pretty hard right now as I'm standing here and speaking. I'm having a side effect to one of my prescription medications. So if I start talking funny and not making a lot of sense like a liberal, that's why, because this is rough, and we're only halfway through the show. So, oh boy. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Will from Davie.
Hey, Davey. What's up?
I was wondering if Steve Kane is going to give a Preakness pick this year.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah, it was the late '80s, and he picked a horse. I don't know if you'll remember this, Northern Wolf, and it became like a little legend.
Well, a lot of people don't know this. Steve is a gambling addict, and Steve has been gambling so long. This is true. His bookie is his old bookie's son. Steve outlived his bookie, so his new bookie is the son of his previous bookie. That's how long he's been. Yeah.
He inherited him.
Yeah. No, I'm serious. Sometimes when Steve's on the air, you hear his phone ring in the background. That's the bookie. in the morning from the night before. Yeah.
But anyway, it became like a little novelty because at the time he was having a feud with Neil Rogers, and Neil Rogers gave the horse out on his thing, and everybody was calling the Neil Rogers show about Northern Wolf.
And it was a winner.
Huh?
And it was a winner. And Steve won?
No, he didn't win. I think one of the reasons Steve liked him is that baseball player Richie Allen, who played for the Phillies, retired. He was the trainer. But
yeah. No, I'm sure Steve will give his pick. You know, Steve. You know, I don't bet on anything. In fact, Steve sometimes tries to get me to bet like $1, and I won't do it. And he said to me one time, he says, "Did you used to have like a gambling addiction or something because you're so opposed to gambling?" I do not enjoy gambling. I do not enjoy. I did go last year. I took my daughter to the track, the Gulfstream, and bet a little bit there because it was her first time going. But I just don't get this addiction with gambling on horse races and football and baseball. I just don't get it.
Well, the horses here in South Florida have declined, so it's no fun anymore. I don't even go.
Well,
Northern Wolf.
Yep.
Out.
I will ask Steve. Okay, Northern Wolf. Okay, I'll ask him when he joins us, and hopefully he joins us sooner rather than later because the side effects from my prescription medication are very much pronounced right now, and if I were at home, I would probably go lie down and go to sleep for a few hours because of the side effects. But I'm here on the air, and I got to stick it through. So. It's the way it is. Listen, let me take our break for the bottom of the hour, right? It's 7:30 in the morning. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. We'll be back right after this.
Brian Craig here with a huge announcement
Oh,
from the
great.
Thomas Edison of sleep, the inventor of the My Pillow, Mike Lindell. And My Pillow are now offering a BOGO extravaganza on multiple My Pillow items right now.
Nope, Steve's not going to be on today. I just got a text message. So you guys got to fill up my phones. I'm like really dizzy, very dizzy, and I just got a text. Steve's not doing the show today.
Steve Kane Radio listeners love Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca.
I went over to Champagne Automotive, and I gotta say that this man is the most fair mechanic I have dealt with in my entire life. We took a car over there that was not being used yet. It belonged to my 90-year-old dad. Everybody I had taken it to before was charging an astronomical amount of money. But when we took it over there, Eddie took a look at it, and I gotta say that this man fixed the car. It's running like a charm. Anybody that needs a mechanic, I strongly recommend Eddie, and he is just the best thing that's happened to this family as far as car maintenance goes. It's fixed. Bottom line, it's fixed, and the price was right.
Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca will never do a repair on your car doesn't need. And their prices are low.
No, I'm afraid to sit down because if I sit down, I might fall asleep.
245-8101. 561-245-8101.
Hi folks, Dr. Matez here, now with the Biostation West Delray. At Biostation West Delray, we continue to offer the highest level of experience and care you can find in the realm of hormone pellet and hormone replacement therapies. But that's just the start. We offer a full array of age management modalities, including state-of-the-art treatments for erectile dysfunction, sexual dysfunction in women, physical and sexual rejuvenation, and quite frankly, any sign or symptom of aging that you may have. And don't forget, we offer the complete array of all cosmetic modalities, including Botox, fillers, lasers, etc. Better energy, better sleep, better performance, and looks to die for. If this all sounds good to you, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
Attention seniors, have you protected you and your family from financial ruin?
I'm hydrated.
Attorney Barry Siegel's free Medicaid planning workshop.
I've had water today, believe it or not.
Learn how planning ahead can protect you from running out of money before you run out of life. Learn how to avoid being forced to spend down your assets. Learn how to avoid nurse nursing home seizure of your assets. Learn how Medicaid can pay for your nursing home and home care expenses, and much more. This free workshop with attorney Barry Siegel is Thursday, May 26th at 2 p.m. at the South County Civic Center in Delray. Seating is limited, so reserve your seat for this free estate planning workshop. Call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE. That's 855-352-3782. 855-352-3782.
All right, we are back. 34 minutes after the hour. Now, after I said to the last caller, I hope Steve joined us sooner rather than later, I was just informed Steve will be off today. So I'm going to have to keep on trucking with all my medical prescription side effects for the next 1 hour and 25 minutes. Oh, my goodness. All right, welcome back. Hey, it could be very interesting radio. I'm here to tell you. It could be very interesting radio. Because I'm very dizzy right now, but that's okay. That's okay. Now, listen, at the top of the show, I got another update here. What's going on right now in this country is a crackdown like we've never seen. Not only a crackdown like we've never seen, I think one that we never imagined would happen. Okay? The Disinformation Board, I got an update on this. I was just reading during the break. The Disinformation Board, the Ministry of Truth, has not been disbanded. It has not been shelved. They fired that clown Mary Poppins lunatic, and they brought in Michael Chertoff, I was telling you, co-author of the Patriot Act, to head up the division. Then I just was reading an article here in Breitbart. Yesterday on MSNBC, Eric Holder was a guest. Listen to this. When asked about the Department of Justice, Eric Holder said this: after the revelations from the January 6th committee and the great job that journalists have done in revealing a whole variety of things, this is Eric Holder talking, I think you get a sense of the direction of this. You are going to end up with high-level prosecutions of people close to Donald Trump. People at the Justice Department are going to be examined, certainly people involved in the matter, people actually there on January 6th, and people who directed them. The question is, what happens to Trump? This is Eric Holder talking. My guess is they are going to have a significant amount of substantive proof. I can't even talk. They're going to be able to show that they have intent, that he had intent, and he will be held accountable. We cannot allow what happened on January 6th to go unpunished because it would invite something like that to happen again. Future people who consider doing something like this have to be deterred. Okay, so he's talking about see, this is crazy. We have a Ministry of Truth through the Department of Homeland Security. Eric Holder, former Attorney General, who's still connected. He's deep state. You have Eric Holder, who has inside information from the January 6th committee. And he's somebody of high moral character. You know, when he left the Clinton administration during the Bush years, you know what he did? He was at a private law firm defending Al-Qaeda terrorists in Guantanamo Bay, Eric Holder. And he's up on, what kind of lowlife does that? Well, a liberal. But Eric Holder has inside information that they're going to come out with a finding indicting Trump out of this January 6th committee. See, this is the whole plan with this, people. I've been telling you about this for a year, and now the pieces are coming together. The January 6th committee is going to come out with what he's talking about. Some finding that Trump was responsible for January 6th, which is nonsense. I saw yesterday an entire story on CNN. They spent quite a lot of time about a congressman. You've heard these stories in the past, but they got one they're focusing on. A congressman who gave a tour to some constituents who were part of the breach days later, and they're going after him, saying that he gave a tour so that they could scope out what they were going to do. Are you kidding me? You could pull up everything on the internet. You don't have to do that. This is what they're doing. But the January 6th committee is going to come out with a finding that Donald Trump was involved at a high level with the January 6th Capitol breach, and they're going to use that to keep him off of ballots in the primaries. And after the Republican voter turnout on Tuesday, and what we're hearing, Republican early voting turnout has hit record highs in Georgia, they're terrified. They don't understand, why will this MAGA thing not go away? So they're going to try to make him non-eligible to be on the ballot using that old Civil War law that if you took part in an insurrection against the government, you can't hold federal office. They've been warming up to this. That's why on January 7th and 8th, I was so pissed, and I still am, at the Capitol breach. And we know why and how. I don't need to get into all the details. But I knew when I saw that Capitol breach and saw everything that happened, that they were going to use that to accomplish their entire agenda from now and into the future. And we're seeing it each and every day. And there's not a lot we can do about it. That's why when we have these races where there's a candidate endorsed by Trump that you don't like, you got to do what Trump said. Trump knows what they're up to here. He has a lot of information that we will never be privy to about what they are up to. And he needs people loyal to him that are handpicked by him to stop this government from getting too out of control like they're doing now. Could you imagine this disinformation board, okay? It was reported, Tuesday, that it was shelved, and now it's back with a new leader today. Have you heard one person in the media, outside of, say, like Newsmax, okay? I'm talking about like the mainstream corporate media. Tucker Carlson is the exception at Fox. Have you heard anyone in the corporate media do anything other than champion a disinformation board? Of course not. You haven't. This is all happening. It's all happening. Now, we can roll it back if we come into power again and Trump comes back in 2024, but we are not able to roll any of it back now. These things are happening, and they are going to happen because we're not empowered today. But we need to take back both houses with Trump MAGA loyalists. Look what they did to Madison Cawthorn. I want you to think about this. Okay, I know a lot of people will say Madison Cawthorn did himself in. That is not the case. Madison Cawthorn did that interview, and he said that a high-profile Republican, someone that he had respected for some time, so that means a senior person, invited him to this sex and drug party. What happened? That was on a podcast interview. It goes public the next day. Kevin McCarthy has him in a closed-door meeting, and next thing you know, all these weird gay videos are coming out. The one where the guy was grabbing him between his legs. And then we get the second one in the hotel room, okay? I don't know if he's gay, I don't know if he's straight, but I know he was set up. Didn't really get a timeline on those two videos, but the Republican establishment, right then they decided Madison Cawthorn's out. They went to these two guys that worked for him and were friends with him, and they paid him off to get material to use against him. And, you know, his district is the Bible Belt. You got these two gay, you know, the first video you could excuse, but then there were two of them. There's no excuses for that. He's gay. You do that in the Bible Belt, you're done. And now, boom, he's out of Congress. And all this talk that he'll come back. I saw some analysis on TV. Oh, Madison Cawthorn, he's popular. He'll be back. He will not be back. When does a congressman get defeated like this and have a comeback who's a freshman? When you're a freshman and you get defeated, you're done. Senior people, when they're out, they're out. Look at Eric Cantor. Eric Cantor, remember him? He was very vocal, and he did something a little more sophisticated than Madison Cawthorn. Remember Eric Cantor? Eric Cantor, he was in the House of Representatives, a Republican. This was during the Obama era, and he was out there all the time calling out Obama in the press conferences and everything. And during the Obamacare debate, he did something similar to that Madison Cawthorn did, but he did it in a different way. Obama had a live televised meeting with members of both houses of Congress debating Obamacare. Remember this? They went across the street to the Blair House from the White House and did this. And Eric Cantor embarrassed Obama live on TV. He said, I can't remember what the exact thing he said to him, but there was something in the bill that he was talking about, and Obama questioned, where did you get that, Eric Cantor, he said. And he said, from your bill, Mr. President. And he humiliated Obama. And then what happened? He's not in Congress anymore. We haven't heard from him. I don't know where he is. Next time I saw him at a press conference, he wasn't even talking. He was at the back of the pack of Republicans. Looked terrified. They got rid of Eric Cantor. Okay? Because he stood up to them on that. Same thing with Madison Cawthorn. He's not coming back. He might be able to work for Charlie Kirk. Maybe. But there may be pressure put on Charlie Kirk to keep him out of there. There's a MAGA purge. And the same group that went after Madison Cawthorn, now they're saying that they're going to go after Boebert. They said it'll be different than Madison Cawthorn. Well, it's hard, with a female, you don't typically have sex scandals. I heard that they've got something on the husband that they're going to start highlighting. And one of the reasons they're doing this is not just to take down these high-profile MAGA people, Boebert, Madison Cawthorn, Marjorie Taylor Greene. They want to stop other people from coming forward and running on these MAGA tickets. They want to scare people. And you know what? They're going to have a lot of impact. What happened to Madison Cawthorn was awful. You know what? Even if those videos weren't setups, and certainly the first one was in the truck, so what? So what? I like Madison Cawthorn. Look, they tried to do this to Matt Gaetz, and it failed. But they'll be after him again. It failed. They tried to keep Marjorie Taylor Greene off the ballot. That failed. But Madison Cawthorn called out their Eyes Wide Shut party. Boom. He's done. And he's not the last one. I don't know exactly what he means by dark MAGA, but he's not going to have a comeback. It will not be allowed. No, it just won't. And I notice now Kevin McCarthy's praising him. Oh, wow. Isn't that lovely? All right, listen. Let's take our last break of the second hour. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call from anywhere. We'll be right back.
Brian Craig here. You've heard Steve Kane talk about the great job Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting did on his new roof. We have on the line John from Wellington, one of our regular callers. He just had his roof repaired by Laporta Contracting, and he wanted to share his experience.
Thanks to the Steve Kane Show, my roof repairs were just completed by Laporta Contractors. They were fast, professional, and the cost of the repairs was very reasonable. I had 4 sections of roof repaired, and upon initial inspection, they were honest and told me that my roof was good and I didn't need a new one. I called many roofers, and they were all scammers. They all wanted to put on a new roof, and they said they wouldn't repair what I had. Thanks, Brian. Another fantastic sponsor.
Wow, that's an amazing testimonial from John in Wellington. Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting will never sell you a roof that you don't need. Give him a call for a no-charge inspection of your roof. 954-604-4602. That number rings directly to Tom Laporta's cell phone. 954-604-4602. And online, LaportaContracting.com. Brian Craig here with a huge announcement from the Thomas Edison of sleep, the inventor of the MyPillow, Mike Lindell. And MyPillow are now offering a BOGO extravaganza on multiple MyPillow items. Right now at MyPillow.com with our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E at checkout, buy one, get free pricing on MyPillow bed sheets, Giza Elegance MyPillows, the 6-piece MyPillow towel set, and the MyPillow Roll and Go Anywhere MyPillows, and so much more. Just go to MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener specials. Use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout, or call toll-free 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879. The BOGO extravaganza at MyPillow.com with the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout. And with each purchase for free, you will get a copy of Mike Lindell's autobiography. Call 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879. Or go to the radio listener special page at MyPillow.com and use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E.
Traveling and need a COVID test? Maybe you need a COVID test for work or school. Stop by Any Lab Test Now of Boca or Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. They offer all the COVID testing panels you need at the lowest prices, including the antibody test. Results in 15 minutes. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is located in the Sandalwood Plaza, where Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsborough on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Call 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located on the southeast corner of University Drive in Ramblewood, near the Coral Square Mall in Coral Springs. Call 954-906-5983. Make sure to tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
Hi, this is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. If you call or text me on my cell phone, I will analyze your home and your FPL bill over the phone, and I can quote you on insulation, ducts, and radiant barrier. Call me now, and I'll show you how to save up to 30 to 40% on your electric bill this month and for every month from here till eternity. 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Call now, get up to 50% off, and receive an additional $500 on over 2,000 square feet of radiant barrier, an additional $1,000 off on 4,000 square feet of radiant barrier. Call or text me now, 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Or you can find me on the web at cutmykilowatts.com.
Oh. Well, I am happy to report that my side effects have disappeared. I was having, in the last two segments, I was like really dizzy. I have this chair next to me, and I was kind of holding onto the chair so I didn't fall over, but it's gone away now. So that's good news. Oh my goodness. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be taking this new medication my doctor prescribed, but I'm glad I'm not dizzy anymore, because that was not fun. All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. On the radio since 1977. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. I was reading this story during the break out of Dallas. A man by the name of Jeremy Smith, 37, African-American, shot up a hair salon, shot 3 Korean-American women. And they're saying, local police say, that it was driven by his hatred of Asians. Where's this in the national dialogue, right? Why is it just Buffalo? Why? Well, because they have a narrative. MAGA's a threat. Right-wing extremism drives people to domestic terrorism. That's why. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning, Bert. This is Richie.
Hey, Richie.
I got some medical advice for you.
Mm.
I don't know if you'll take it from me. Doctors are they're good doctors. Doctors do make mistakes. If you have medication, for example, I'm not saying you have it, but if you have high blood pressure and other things, there's so many blood pressure medicines on the market.
It's not my blood pressure medication that made me dizzy. It's another medication.
The point is this: you don't have to sit and say, "Okay, I'll go along with the side effects." You could change that medication. You could say to the doctor, "Give me something else until something agrees with me."
Yeah.
There's a lot of blood pressure medicines don't agree with people, and they make them.
I've had problems with blood pressure medications where I couldn't read. My vision would get blurred, and I couldn't read. This new one I'm on, though, I have literally had every possible side effect my doctor warned me about. Every one.
I would get off of that. Go to another one. There's enough out there. Something's going to agree with your system.
Yeah, one of them is one of the side of. Well, I'm okay now, but the last two segments I was so dizzy I could hardly stand up. Now I'm fine, but yeah, and drowsiness is another one. Ugh.
My mother had it for over 50 years, and trust me when I tell you, she had it changed so many times because she wouldn't stand for that. You can't live like that.
Yeah.
You have to have the doctor change it to you.
Well, you know what I find? I find this with my wife. I talk to Steve about this sometimes too. A lot of times, you have different conditions and you get medication for them. Every medication has side effects, and sometimes the side effects are worse than the actual condition.
Yeah, that's true. But you should go to your doctor and say, "Please, give me something."
This one medication. I'm 3 days in. I don't think I can take it anymore.
Don't stop taking it. Go to him.
Yeah, go to her. I got a lady doctor. Maybe it's lady doctors are the problem. All right, Richie, I appreciate the call. All right, looking out for me. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh, I can hear myself. Good morning. You're on the air. Now here we go. They put the phone down once, twice, 3 times, and that's it. Okay, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, this is your old friend Mike. I wanted to tell you that I talked to an old friend of yours from Maryland who's been very nice. His name is Nick. Do you know him?
Yes, I know Nick, yes.
I wanted to tell you, when you were talking about George did something very nice to me. There was a hurricane. He actually came over and brought groceries over for me along.
Are you talking about George from the Neil Rogers Show?
Yeah.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah.
Oh, I know who you are. Oh my goodness. I got to tell people who you are. I know you don't like the name. This is Blind Mike from the Neil Rogers Show.
That's okay. Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, I wanted to also tell you that I do have a little high blood pressure. It's not too high, but I don't like to take medicine for anything like that. And it's the same thing with cholesterol.
Mm-hmm.
I try not to take anything for that. But anyway, I enjoy hearing Neil Rogers on in the afternoon.
Yeah, we have the best of Neil Rogers from 3 to 4 on our radio stations, followed by Uncle High from 4 to 6. And I've been listening to the best of Neil Rogers. I haven't heard any of your calls yet, though.
No. I don't know if it will happen or not or anything like that. I didn't call Neil that much.
Yeah.
You hear from my good friend Craig Worthing?
Craig Worthing is still alive and kicking, yes.
Doing now?
He's not much.
Really? Yeah, he's been very good. But anyway, hey,
You should call into Uncle High. He'd love to hear your Neil Rogers stories.
Okay.
Yeah, but you got to identify yourself as Blind Mike so he knows who you are. I know you don't like the name, but that's what everybody knows you as.
Yeah. Well, I like to be known as Mike.
Yeah, I know, but you were almost a household name in South Florida. People ask me about you from time to time. They ask me, what happened to Blind Mike?
Oh wow. Yeah, I'm around.
Now remember, they did a story in the Miami Herald on chronic radio callers, and they featured you. They had a photo. I know you're blind, you couldn't see it, but they had your picture in the paper.
Wow, I didn't. Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
You don't have a Braille copy of that at home?
No.
All right, Mike. Hey, take care, Mike. Thanks for the call. Good to hear you. Good to hear you. Blind. You guys remember Blind Mike? Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Richard Pompano.
Hey, Richard. What's up?
Okay, I watch Newsmax a lot, and at the bottom of the screen, they always have a few sentences about what's going on. And they've said at least 5 times that Putin has blood cancer. And if you could ask your listeners to call in, I want to know how serious that is. Is there surgery or radiation?
You know, I've been hearing, okay, blood cancer. I've heard that one. I heard a couple weeks ago that Putin has Parkinson's.
Mm-hmm.
I keep hearing all these other things. I don't know if any of it's true, but I do know this, that Russia is not a superpower. I mean, their army is weak. They got their I know we're giving backup to Ukraine, but they got their butts kicked by Ukraine. That's not what they thought would happen.
I know that. But when I hear like pancreatic cancer, I know you're a goner. And so I'm just curious, if blood cancer is like 99% fatal, so that
Well, I know a lot of people are rooting for bad things for Putin, but who would take over from him? Maybe they're worse.
Well, you never know.
All right, take care. Thanks so much for the call. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Wellington. How's it going, Brian?
All right, Wellington.
Yeah, I remember Blind Mike from the Neil Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a youngin' too. I'm a millennial, and I can still remember that.
Oh my goodness, you must have been like 4 years old.
No. I mean, I listened to a lot of Neil Rogers back in the day. He was like the mainstream liberal on the radio that you had early morning back then, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy to hear that guy. I'm glad he's still alive, man, you know?
Yeah, because I thought he was old back then when he was calling Neil Rogers, and he's still with us. So maybe he wasn't as old as we thought he was.
Right. I mean, yeah, Blind Mike. I mean, I guess you wouldn't really want to be called Blind Brian, but you know.
Well, I'm not visually impaired.
I know.
You know, talk radio has a lot of blind listeners, and yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. There's a lot of blind people listen to talk radio, sure, because it's an audio medium, and that makes sense. We have a lot of visually impaired people in the audience.
Yeah, I can't really believe anything about what they're saying about Putin. I can't believe that he health declined or any of that. I think he's just getting to the point where he knows he's going to lose his power and he wants to do something.
I'm not sure. I don't believe so. See, we haven't talked about Ukraine in weeks on the program. No. Look, do you know how much money the United States has given to Ukraine?
Too much.
80, listen to this. 80 billion with a B. 80 billion, it's a little bit more than that, but $80 billion. The Democrats are getting their entire Build Back Better bill that Manchin and Sinema stopped through Ukraine relief. Of the 80 billion, I don't know how much of it's actually going to Ukraine. They love this. This is they don't want Putin to fall. They're getting their whole agenda done through this war in Ukraine. It's a big scam. You know, Biden shouldn't be in Asia. He should have had a summit meeting with Putin to end this.
No, they don't want to end it. It's going to be the 20-year war that they've been waiting for.
Correct. The new 20-year war, since we just got out of the last 20-year war.
Which makes no sense because we have no interest in that place except for corruption.
That's right, and that's why they like it so much.
Right, and it's a lawless place, man. And from what I'm understanding, that place is literally the people are just waiting for the government with their hand out. They got nothing else.
Yep. Yeah, it's true.
Want to turn this place into? That's their model.
Yep.
Want to do here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly right. They love this war. Hey, listen, take care. Thanks for the call. All right, I got to tell you, when my dizziness side effect wore off, it was like, phew, it's like I just woke up in the morning filled with energy. I feel so much better now. It was like, woo, little hairy there for a while, but everything's cool now. And it, you know, a lot of times these old chronics, like Blind Mike, when they call in, it's nice to hear from some of the old chronics because a lot of these guys, they're old, they die, and nobody ever tells you. And every once in a while, we hear from some of the old chronics, and we know that they're still alive and kicking. All right, 2 hours down, 1 to go. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. We'll be back right after this.
Listening to WWN in Pompano Beach, 1470 AM, 95.3 in Boca, 96.9 in Lauderhill, the talk of South Florida.
It's here, the hot weather. It's in the mid-90s in the middle of the day, and that's what the actual temperature is. The heat index, much higher than that. That means your air conditioner is going to work harder and harder, driving up your electric bill. And on the line, we have Scott from Cut My Kilowatts, who's going to save you big money on your electric bill. Tell them how you're going to do it, Scott.
Hey, Brian. Well, you know, we do it with the radiant barrier installation and making sure that none of your air conditioning ducts are leaking into your attic. But I have Rebecca on the line with me, who's a longtime Steve Kane listener, and we had the pleasure of going up and doing a whole attic package for her at her house on Wednesday of this week. And we put all new ducts in for her, radiant barrier, and all new insulation. And she just wants to tell you how her experience was.
Good morning. I wanted to let you know that this morning, first of all, the people that came out, his crew were very polite, and they did the work. It's a very difficult job to go up in an attic, pull out all the old ducts, come in and put in all new ducts, extra additional ducts to make my system work better. I'm in the construction industry. I'm an architect, so I'm familiar with what the cost should be and how much time it takes to do everything. And let me tell you, I was very impressed, and my attic looks like a spaceship up there with all new ducts. They took out the metal duct that was insulated and leaking on my ceiling, and they put in flex duct, which is what we use now in the industry. But let me tell you, what I paid for the entire package should have cost just to remove the old ductwork and install new ductwork, and I got everything for less than what I thought.
Well, that's amazing. And when Scott from Cut My Kilowatts brings that radiant barrier into your attic, it pays for itself, because what it does, it cools off your ceiling, cools off your attic, keeps that hot Florida heat that's well over 100 degrees in your attic off of your air conditioning ducts, which means your air conditioner works less to keep your house cool and comfortable for you, which means you have lower electrical bills. It works. Listen, guys, give Scott at Cut My Kilowatts a call. His number's listed at stevekaneshow.com, as is his website if you miss it. His number, which rings directly to him, 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500. That's Scott from Cut My Kilowatts.
Attention seniors. Have you protected you and your family from financial ruin? You are invited to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's free Living Trust Workshop. Make sure you and your family are properly protected even if you already have a trust. Learn how to avoid losing an inheritance to predators like divorcing spouses, lawsuits, creditors, government agencies, and the IRS. Learn how to prevent running out of money before you run out of life. Learn how to avoid being forced to spend down your assets. Learn how to avoid nursing home seizure of your assets. This free Living Trust Workshop with Attorney Barry Siegel is Thursday, May 26th at 10 a.m. at the South County Civic Center in Delray. Seating is limited, so reserve your seat for this free estate planning workshop and call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE. That's 855-352-3782. 855-352-3782.
You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, the longest running radio show in Florida, on the air since 1977. This year celebrating 45 years on the air. Now, Steve Kane, Brian Craig.
All right, welcome back. Third hour has begun. Feeling all better now. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve will be back with us on Monday. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. You know, this story is circulating around. Putin's mainstream television propagandists have targeted the new White House press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, and the Russian television is saying that she only got the job because she's black and gay. What's inaccurate about that? I mean, she's obviously incompetent at her job. I saw her yesterday. Jean-Pierre, she is weak. And she's married to a woman, Malveaux, from CNN. And boom, she was a checkbox. You know, just a little box to check on the thing. It is true. And that's why the media are taking such issue with it, because what the Russians said in this instance is true. But I'll tell you this in Ukraine. You know, does anyone know why Biden's going to Asia, other than maybe to check in with his employers, the Chinese, the CCP? I mean, really. You know, there is a war raging right now, and what they're doing with this is beyond imagination. There has not been, this war in Ukraine with Russia has been going on for, what, 2 months now? Seems like a longer time than that, but it's been going on for a couple of months, 2-3 months. And Biden and the entire administration have not had one conversation with Putin, with the Russians. I want you to think about this now. General Milley was talking to the Russians after January 6th. And what he said, he even admitted it, General Milley. He said he wanted the Russians to know that things were okay. That not to worry, things would not escalate. Why was it okay for the United States government, without the president's permission at the time? They did it behind Trump's back. But why was it appropriate to have conversations to cool things off with the Russians after the January 6th Capitol breach? But now when there's a real war going on, they won't talk. This is the beginning of, like the caller said before the top of the hour break, this next 20-year war. This is the new Cold War, Cold War II. The first Cold War was BS. This one is too, all right? And one thing that, if we've learned anything from this conflict with Russia and Ukraine, we've learned two things. One, as we were saying, that the Democrats are using this war to get all their earmarks passed, all their bill passed, without controversy. There's no baby formula on the shelves of America but they just gave another $40 billion, a total of $81 billion to Ukraine. Are you kidding me? And we know it's not going to Ukraine. I haven't seen one person in the media do a breakdown on the spending bills of Ukraine relief to show us how much of it is actually going to Ukraine and how much is going for other things. And they have found a way. See, Biden was in trouble before this war in Ukraine. So was Pelosi, because they made a lot of promises to the donors who backed them in the last election, and they couldn't deliver because of Manchin and Sinema. They couldn't deliver to the donors. They were on the ropes and in trouble. Then this comes along, the Ukraine war, and they're getting everything passed in these spending bills. All that big to-do following Sinema into the bathroom and Manchin on the yacht was smoke and mirrors. Now they got the whole thing done. And where's Manchin and Sinema calling them out on this? What did they vote on this yet? Did Sinema and Manchin vote? They voted for this, didn't they? I think they both voted for this yesterday, did they? I'm not sure. Let me know. I didn't check. I just assumed. I saw a story that the 11 senators that didn't, I don't remember seeing their names on the list. So all that standing up to Build Back Better was just a show to us and to the media. And that's the way it is. And they're going to continue to do this for as long as they can. And they've created this thing that if you don't support the Ukraine relief, you're a Putin puppet, you're a Russian propagandist. That's why they have this disinformation board led by Chertoff now, and one of the things they're going to do is to, what did they say? Counter Russian propaganda. And if you disagree with them on the Ukraine funding, well, you're a Russian propagandist. We got to look into you. We got to investigate. We got to check you out. You're spreading disinformation. Well, I don't think people really truly understand what's going on here. I know you guys know, but I don't think most people understand how serious this is. And you have a media that is, well, they're co-conspirator who are not reporting any of this. If they did a breakdown, I've seen them do this with others in the past. If they did a breakdown on this Ukraine relief this week, this $40 billion, how much of it is staying here and how much is really going to Ukraine? More than half of it's staying here with the donors, I promise you. But no one wants to look into it. That's the way it is. All right, our number's toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. That's our number, toll-free call, 1-888-465-2631. There's one story that this one really is sick stuff. LeBron James. Have you seen the story with LeBron James? Okay, LeBron James, his son went to prom with a white girl from the private school, and there's a story that is on every media outlet online that LeBron James' 17-year-old son is being harassed by racists because he went to a prom with a white girl. This is 2022. No one cares that a black guy went to prom with a white girl. This isn't 1922, it's 2022. And I was just reading a story about it during the break. They cited a tweet. Are you kidding me? This guy, LeBron James, is a real piece of work. He's a real piece of work. Remember this guy? What he did? There was all that racist graffiti on his garage, and you saw him on TV cleaning it off. Did he ever release the surveillance video from these guys that climbed the fence and painted racist graffiti on his garage? No, he didn't. Why? Because it was fake, just like this. I don't understand leftists. Really, do they not? If you're someone like LeBron James, don't you want to be post-racial? Why do they want to keep being a victim? Good morning, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Maggie from Mississippi.
Maggie from Mississippi, what's up?
I'm wondering, I just woke up and turned on, so I don't know if you talked about this today already, but this UN thing that Biden is going over there to sign, heard about this.
Well, there's, listen, one thing I think we can all agree with when it comes to Biden, Biden cares about one thing and one thing only. You know what that is? And you'll agree with me. Getting paid. Everything Biden does is to make money and to get paid. And really, whatever he does right now, there's nothing we can do about it. You know, he's going to do whatever it is he does.
That the states need to start passing opt-out clauses, and I was wondering if they
opt out of what clauses? Opting out of what?
Opt out of the WHO having jurisdiction over them.
What, the World Health Organization? Yeah, the federal government overrides that. I mean, the only thing you can do is bring back MAGA, bring back Trump in 24. There's nothing can be done. I mean, Biden, unfortunately, has a lot of power when it comes to such things.
But any treaty is supposed to go through Congress, and this is not.
It's got to be ratified by the Senate, correct? And this is the Senate that just gave $40 billion, a total of $80 billion to Ukraine.
Everybody call your rep.
Well, it's got to go through the Senate, so you would want to call your senator. But the Senate, see, this is why, you know, listen, a third of the Senate's up for re-election. That's why it's so important to back the Trump-backed candidates for these offices. The Senate, I mean, we just had Republicans vote to send more corrupt money in this Ukraine bill. They don't see, this is what you got to understand. Your House members, unless they're MAGA, your House members and your senators, they don't care what you think. If you called your senator, they don't care because you're not a big donor. They only care what the big fat donors think. No, they don't. They don't care. They care about... See, that's why someone like Dr. Oz, okay? I understand why some MAGA don't like Dr. Oz. But Dr. Oz is rich. He's worth millions and millions and millions of dollars, you know? And when you have people that are that rich in honest ways, right, like Trump is, they're not on the take with the donors like everyone else. And the senators do not care, and House members don't care what you think at all, unless you're writing a big check.
But it seems like when DeSantis passed all those bills to keep all the mandates out of Florida, it worked. So why wouldn't it work for us to keep the WHO out of our state?
The WHO? You mean like Roger Daltrey?
No, like
the World Health Organization? Because what you're talking about with the World Health Organization is a role of the federal government that supersedes the states. What DeSantis did, you know, when they had restrictions that involved lockdowns and things, that's not federal, that's state and local. And Biden and the Democrats still kept restrictions over things that the federal government controlled. That's why you had to wear masks at airplanes at airports until recently, because the federal, even though it's in Florida and we got Ron DeSantis and it's mask free, anything that Biden controlled still required masks. Post office.
At work, I'm a nurse.
Yeah, I know. When I went to my doctor that gave me this medication that gives me all the side effects, doctor would not see me if I didn't have a mask to enter the office. That's how all the medical offices were, you know. I don't even know, you know, I've had this doctor for over a year. I don't even know what my doctor looks like. I've never seen their face. Because they got a mask on.
Microplastics in living people's lungs now.
Really?
He's mad.
Well, I feel bad for you that you got to wear one at work, you know, move to Florida is all I can say. I mean, you know, when I had to wear this mask at the doctor's office, I could hardly breathe.
It's federal because we get money from the federal government.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I got away without having to take the shot.
What kind of nurse are you?
Elderly care.
How'd you get away with not getting vaccinated?
A religious exemption. But
is that real? Do you have a real religious exemption? Like, what's your religion? What's your religion?
I am non-denominational with a church on the coast, Professor Toto.
Oh, okay. And they have. And what's the religious exemption to the vaccine? I'm just curious.
that my body is a temple, and that there is no real data on this.
So okay, so what did you have to show? You're a nurse. What did you have to show them that they exempted you? You couldn't just say, "Well, my body's a temple."
I gave them a letter from Steve Kane, and I answered a bunch of questions, and I apparently answered them correctly because, I said, I didn't have any choice in my previous vaccinations before I grew spiritually, and that maybe I shouldn't have taken any of these without further.
Is it just, now let me ask you, do you have a religious objection to any other medical treatment or just this one?
To these, there's some medical treatments I do have.
What are some other things that don't involve COVID that you have a religious objection to?
Feeding tubes to people who are vegetables.
Really? Well, that's you personally. Okay, so you don't want to. Okay, all right.
If you're not going to recover, it's torture for the person.
No, I hear you. I'm hearing you. But so you have a religious objection to that. Anything else?
Oh.
I don't understand why. This is what I don't get. Because I don't know. Okay. I know. I've never talked to someone that's had religious. What about blood transfusions? No, but wait, other than the vaccine and the feeding tube, are there any other religious exemptions? Any other medical treatments you wouldn't get because of your religion?
Abortion?
Okay, I give you that one. That's a good one. All right. Thanks for the call. All right, Mississippi. Take care. Oh boy, yeah, it's interesting stuff because just ask him. All right, listen, we'll take our break. Yeah, 7 day. I don't know what the 7-day Adventists are all about. I don't quite understand. Christian Scientist, I know, but she's not any of that. She's some other church. All right, it's 20 minutes after the hour. Our number's toll free from anywhere. 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
Hi folks, Dr. Matez here, now with the Biostation West Delray. At Biostation West Delray, we continue to offer the highest level of experience.
What, did something happen?
In the realm of hormone pellet and hormone replacement therapies. But that's just the start. We offer a full array of age management modalities, including state-of-the-art treatments for erectile dysfunction, sexual dysfunction in women, physical and sexual rejuvenation, and quite frankly, any sign or symptom of aging that you may have. And don't forget, we offer the complete array of all cosmetic modalities, including Botox, fillers, lasers, etc. Better energy, better sleep, better performance, and looks to die for. If this all sounds good to you, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
Attention seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a Medicare advocate at the touch of a button? You can for less than $1 a day with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will assist you with doctor appointment scheduling, pharmacy issues, billing problems, plan benefits, Medicare applications. They'll even help when you're in the hospital. I Will Advocate clients are family, and they go to bat for their family when you need them the most. Let them be your golden guardians. Contact I Will Advocates right now online at iwilladvocates.com or call them directly, 954-345-1214. No matter where you're located throughout the state of Florida or nationwide, 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214. Brian Craig here with a huge announcement from the Thomas Edison of sleep, the inventor of the My Pillow, Mike Lindell, and My Pillow are now offering a BOGO extravaganza on multiple My Pillow items. Right now at MyPillow.com with our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E at checkout, buy one get free pricing on My Pillow bed sheets, Giza Elegance My Pillows, the 6-piece My Pillow towel set, and the My Pillow Roll and Go Anywhere My Pillows, and so much more. Just go to MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener specials. Use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout, or call toll-free 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879. The BOGO Extravaganza at MyPillow.com with the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout. And with each purchase, for free, you will get a copy of Mike Lindell's autobiography. Call 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879. Or go to the radio listener special page at MyPillow.com and use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWN.
You know, I'm reading this thing with Madison Cawthorn, and I just don't get it, okay? He said this. He said, I'm on a mission now. This is Madison Cawthorn after his loss, okay? And I like and support Madison Cawthorn. Don't misunderstand me. He screwed up, okay? You know, when he talked about that sex and drug party and he didn't name the names, he should have named the names. He should have done it, and he didn't do it. And he's young, he's 26. He's the youngest guy ever elected to Congress. But anyway, he said this: I'm on a mission now to expose those who say and promise one thing yet legislate and work towards another, self-profiteering globalist goal. The time for genteel politics as usual has come to an end. It's time for the rise of the new right. It's time for dark MAGA to truly take it. When he says dark, has anyone heard that before? Dark MAGA? I've not heard that one before. I don't know who is dark MAGA. What does that mean? I don't know what he means by that. Very strange. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that I was calling the radio station.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I appreciate that one. That's my favorite call of the day. No, this dark MAGA, I've not heard that one before. That's a new one. I don't know what he's thinking with that one. Well, this is what's going to happen with Madison Cawthorn. I'm telling you. If he continues to call them out, right? If he continues to call them out, they're going to start going after his family. They're not going to leave this guy alone if he doesn't cut it out. He's got to start naming some names and give some information, and as opposed to being vague about this. You know who used to do this? Corey Feldman was always talking about someone who molested him in Hollywood, and he would never name the name, and then it went on for 30 years. If you make an allegation, you got to be willing to go through with it all the way, or you're going to end up like Madison Cawthorn. All right. Good morning. You're on the air. Good morning. Once. Yes, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Boca Raton.
Hey, Boca. Mike and Boca. What's on your mind?
Well, I'm a physician, and it's really hard to see people like your previous caller call in without the vaccination. It's kind of very frustrating for physicians out there, and it's very frustrating to practice medicine based on data and so on when you have a patient like that.
Well, what kind of doctor are you?
Internal medicine.
Yeah. Well, listen, like I was talking earlier in the show that my doctor this week prescribed a medication for me that I'm having a lot of side effects for. And I'm okay now, but about an hour ago, the side effects were so high and bad, I almost told the board op to put a tape on for the rest of the show. I was getting real dizzy. I'm cool now. When a doctor recommends a patient takes a treatment, it's not a command, and we're not obliged in America to do what our doctors tell us. And that, if some, yeah.
Until you get someone like a Jehovah's Witness who has a blood count of 5, this normally should be 10.
Well, when it comes to children, it's one thing, but when it comes to adults, it's America. And I got to tell you something, leading doctors like Dr. Fauci have done a lot of damage to the credibility of physicians in this country, and people don't trust doctors anymore.
Well, that's true and not true. It depends on the situation. When the situation is grave and you're on your last breath, you trust doctors. When you don't, then you don't care. I have people come in with internet papers telling you how to practice medicine. When you go to school, you do the right thing, you get data, you're a good
Well, what happened? People, I know what you're talking about. People got a problem. They Google it. They come in, and I understand, and they always don't know. But part of the thing that people don't like is you've got a. I don't know anything about you. I believe you're a doctor and all that, but you've got a tone about you that turns off people. Like this. What you said about the Jehovah's Witness, and there's a tone about you towards people that don't take your advice.
Well, that's your prerogative. But
no, but but you do have a tone. You don't. You're an arrogant doctor who looks down at people who don't. I can tell by your tone.
Right. Well, you know what? You're wrong, and I'm a very well respected.
No, I'm sure you are, but doctor, see. There. Okay. Well, what? Okay.
Sure, there's good and bad in every field. But when you get a patient who thinks their body is a temple, then,
Well, this is the thing with doctors. Hold on a second. There's the famous doctor. Okay, listen. No, but there are don't you listen. Look at what's happened in the last 2.5 years with doctors. Right now, with the overturning of Roe v. Wade, how many doctors? There was a doctor testifying in front of Congress 2 days ago who said a human begins at birth. There's a lot of doctors out there that are saying crazy things. The abortion doctors we're seeing all over TV right now, Fauci and others. And people in this country, because of these liberal-minded doctors, don't trust doctors like they did 3 years ago.
And that may be true.
So what I'm
True.
So doctors, I think, doctors need to win back the trust of people.
Doctors need to practice medicine correctly, and patients need to open up their eyes and see the difference.
Well, I don't think we should be forcing anything on anyone.
And anyone, you can see any doctor you choose to see. But if someone comes to see me, and I'm giving my professional opinion as to treatment after everything that we've learned, there should be some respect there.
So okay, so if you have a patient that won't get vaccinated, will you drop them as a patient?
No.
Okay, so they don't have to take your advice.
My advice, but they should. This is what's wrong. If you think that your body's a temple, then you should stay in the temple world and go see a temple doctor.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate the call, but you do. But when you talk about though, see the tone that you have, you said this is what I mean. Like a little, people should listen to you. Doctors have disagreements among themselves, so it's okay for a layman to not agree with their doctor.
Absolutely.
All right.
When a doctor gives an explanation and says why that explanation is true and why you should do as a professional opinion, because you're coming to seek that doctor for professional advice.
How famous are you? You said you're a famous doctor. Like, how famous are you?
Pretty famous.
Really? Like I know, like I would know who you are?
Probably yes.
Probably yes. Really? Like would everybody listening know who you are?
Probably yes.
Really? And you don't want to tell us who you are?
No.
No. Well, we know you're not Dr. Fauci. You're not Dr. Oz. No. It's not the point I'm trying to make. Your voice does not sound familiar.
It's good. The point I'm trying to make is if you seek medical attention and you try to adhere to what you're trying to convey, it's very difficult to practice in an ethical way when you have a patient saying that their body's a temple.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Dr. Anonymous, appreciate the call. Does that guy sound familiar to any of you? He says he's famous. I probably know who he is, and you probably know who he is too. Won't tell us who he is. I don't know. I don't know. It does not sound familiar. Maybe you guys on the phones have some guesses. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm calling from California.
Hey, California. You're on the radio. What's on your mind?
Hi. Thank you so much for taking my call, and I'm so lucky that I was fortunate enough to come after Mr. Dr. Famous.
Yes.
I'm an RN, okay? And as far as I can tell, there are good and bad in every profession. Unfortunately, the medical community, you're very, very right. Collectively, they are not held as in high regard as they used to be. And there's a reason for that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that they went to medical school. We had a pan, quote unquote, whatever you feel about that. But as far as the transmission, as far as the susceptibility, as far as the percentage of people that were able to recover, was like a 99, 98% recovery rate. That's extremely.
Well, listen. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Yeah.
So arrogant, and it's disgusting.
Well, listen, I'll tell you. You're in the medical field. You're a nurse. I mean, I know a lot of doctors. I'm friends with doctors. And there's some doctors like the last guy that think they're better than everyone else because they got the MD degree. And in many cases, a lot of doctors are just good at test taking and memorization. You know what I mean? They're not smarter necessarily than anyone. I know some people that are doctors that are very, very brilliant and intelligent. Dr. Matez, one of our sponsors, he's not one of those doctors that drives around with a stethoscope around his rearview mirror. I tell him all the time. I ask him, as does Steve, opinions all the time. He's cool, But that guy thinks that people should listen to the doctor and don't question it. And I just don't prescribe to that.
It makes their job so much easier if your patient isn't questioning it. Okay? And FYI, being able to give consent means you understand.
Mm-hmm.
That, in my opinion, is just completely overlooked. I'd like to tell you something. I was in an urgent care setting for a couple of years, and I ended up becoming friends with doctors, PAs, what have you. I left that position, and I was still friendly and communicated with the doctors. I went to them in seeking information when the pandemic first kind of came out, and a couple of months ago, when the boosters were really big, I was asking him in regards to the boosters.
Yeah.
He ended up basically asking me if I had gotten vaccinated, and I said no. Well, later in the conversation, he basically ended up stating that people who are not boosted should just die.
No, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Listen, I got to run. I'm late for a break, but thanks for the call. All right, thank you. If anyone has any idea on who Dr. Famous's true identity is, I'm open to that. We only have one opening on the board, by the way, so anyone on hold, stand by. We'll take our break. We'll be back. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show, on the radio since 1977. We'll be back after this. Don't go anywhere.
Listen to the Uncle High Show, afternoons on WWNN Talk Radio.
Hi, folks. Dr. Matez here, now with the Biostation West Delray. At Biostation West Delray...
When I said he had an attitude, he got defensive. That's when he told me he was famous. Part of the I'm not dizzy anymore, but I'm like tired, No, Dr. Phil's a psychologist. He said he's a medical doctor, an internist. No, President Trump's doctor wouldn't be talking that way. Dr. Bombay from Bewitched. Yes.
561-320-8893.
This is Brian Craig. I've been telling you about the great deals and incredible customer service at Friendly Tire on both new tires and used tires. One of our listeners, Antonio, went to Friendly Tire and called to share with us his experience of buying used tires at Friendly Tire.
Really, a lot of people think that's who it is. I've never heard of that doctor. Kathy's fine. She's in the chat.
What's your name? Antonio. All right, Antonio. Hey, I'm glad we can save you and your family lots of money on tires at Friendly Tire.
Oh, no doubt, man. Thanks so much, man.
Do what Antonio did. Stop into Friendly Tire and find incredible deals on both new and used tires. Give Friendly Mike a call right now. 954-977-9445.
No, he was a real doctor. He was a real doctor. I can tell. I asked him what kind of doctor he was, and without hesitation, he says, I'm an internist. If somebody was faking, they would say, I'm a primary care doctor, I'm this, I'm that. You know, he's a real doctor. Well, he's famous in his own mind, that's for sure.
Free estate planning workshop and call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE. That's 855-352-3782. 855-352-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. This is Rhoda calling from Vermont.
Yes, what's on your mind, Vermont?
I'm calling because in regard to your identity of your famous doctor.
Yeah.
I can't believe you didn't recognize Dr. Jill.
Oh, Dr. Jill Biden? No, okay. No. I don't think her voice is that deep.
That's a joke.
I know it's a joke. I know. What is that noise on your phone line?
From Vermont, across from Fort Ticonderoga.
Yeah.
Very small telephone company here, a private company, and that's what we get.
You get that on every phone call? My goodness. Oh, my goodness. I got to let you go because that is awful. Thanks for the call, though. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
John Kajabi.
Hey, John.
That doctor, son.
Dr. Famous.
I've been maltreated by two doctors. One time, I got through the procedure that the individual that put me through.
I couldn't understand a word you said, John. I cannot. Start over. Slow down. I'm lost. I can't understand you.
Well, you quit interrupting. I'm sorry. All right. I'll try again. I've been maltreated by two different doctors. One time could have cost me my life had I gone through the procedure. I was stopped by the doctor's opinion, kind of thing. And that guy, arrogance on that, just hacks me off.
Well, when I told him he had an attitude, that's when he started with, "I'm a famous doctor. I'm a famous doctor." Oh, well, excuse me. Yeah, didn't know you were famous. You know, if someone's famous, we're supposed to just listen, I guess. Yeah.
That could be wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
Doctors killed President.
John, I'm going to have to let you go. We got a bad connection with you today, so I'm going to have to let you run. But thanks for the call, though. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Robbie from Ohio.
Hey, Robbie.
How are you?
Okay. Are you famous, too?
No, I am not.
Okay.
I'm famous in my mind, I guess.
Yeah, like the doctor.
Yeah, I want to talk about that because that's why they call it practicing medicine, because these doctors are all practicing. They're not 100% infallible. And I can tell you instances that where my mother and myself have been misdiagnosed and had to get multiple doctors
Sure.
to tell us what was going on. And like Dan Bongino says, always follow the money trail. And a lot of these doctors, they get paid big money And so,
listen, have you ever been to a doctor's office and seen the pharmaceutical rep come in? Yeah. Okay. Now, what does a pharmaceutical rep typically look like?
Skinny, blonde-haired girl.
Yeah, hot as hell. Like Hawaiian Tropic models, Hooters girls, Playboy models, and everything else. If the doctors are men of such high moral character, why are the pharmaceutical reps all looking like Hawaiian Tropic bikini models?
Like I said, you got to follow the money.
Yeah, and they go back in the office and meet with the doctors. You know, it seems like they're influenced by these beautiful women. You can tell the pharmaceutical reps a mile away, right? They're the best looking people in the room.
And going back to the caller who said she had a exemption, a lot of times they a lot of people, I don't know if they know this or not, but it's on the CDC website. It says they experiment with aborted baby fetuses.
Mm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And your previous caller, then of course we're going to be against taking the shot.
Mm-hmm. All right. Take care. Thanks so much for your call. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning. You're on the air. Yes. Hey, Dave.
Hi. Anyway, well, basically, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head with that last comment. The problem with all the modern medical facilities and the whole curriculum and everything is completely controlled by big pharma who do donations to the universities. And guess whose curriculum puts in? Here's a pill for this, here's a pill for that. Fortunately, I'm actually in Naples at the moment, and I have a holistic MD here who's a real MD. He was at Fort Lauderdale or Miami, one of the big hospitals down there. So he can give you the big pharma solution if you want that.
No. We're up against a break anyway. Is he famous like the previous doctor?
No.
No. We only listen to famous doctors here. Only famous doctors.
I have no idea who that is. Maybe it's the ghost of Dr. Welby.
Dr. Welby, yeah, Dr. Marcus Welby, MD. No, I appreciate the call. Thanks so much. You know, when things started going downhill with medicine was around the same time that medications started advertising, right? You see the ads on TV? And what happened with that is, you know, Dr. Famous says he doesn't like when people come in and question him. And, you know, patients go to doctors and ask for the brand name medication without even being examined. You know, and they always have the samples, don't they? Yeah, they got them. So, you know, the last caller's right. Let's take another call before the break. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, how you doing?
All right, what's your name?
Oh, this is Maria from Florida. It's been a while since I called.
Oh, hey, Maria. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm hanging in there. Yes, I don't know what topic y'all on because I've been...
Oh, there's no topic today. I'm experiencing side effects from my prescription, so I'm just trying to get till 9 without collapsing.
Oh, okay. Okay, I hope you do though.
Yeah, me too.
About this. Yeah, that $40 billion that Mitch McConnell sent back to the president. These people are disgusting. I'm sorry. They just disgusting. These elite Republicans, I'm done with them.
Well, listen, it's not 40. They didn't give 40 billion. We have now given a total of $81 billion to Ukraine.
You're right.
I mean, I want you to think about this. Right now in America, where there's no liquid baby formula, there are babies from coast to coast that are hungry right now. Their parents can't find formula to feed their babies. And what happens? Biden goes to Asia to check in with the CCP employers of his, and they send 40 billion more to Ukraine. I bet the shelves are filled with baby formula in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for America, it's clear now. But I just focus on those people out there that can rise up. Because right now...
Well, listen, I just looked at the clock, and I'm really late for my break. I got to run for the Gold Report. But hey, listen, Maria in Florida, thanks for the call. Listen, we'll take a break. We'll be right back.
When you need drug or STD testing, you want to keep it private. After all, that's no one...
Steve Kane Show.
Yours. At any level. Lab Test Now of Boca
Hold on.
Raton, and they guarantee the lowest price on all of their thousands of tests. And all their testing is completely confidential. Drug and STD testing start at just $49. Drug testing results are available on the spot. No appointment necessary, no doctor's order or prescription, and be in and out in 15
Hey there.
minutes or less. Any Lab Test Now of Boca Raton is located at 23016 Sandalwood Plaza on the east side of 441, just a few doors down from Western Beef. If you have any questions, call 561-237-5009. 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Boca Raton. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show. Brian Craig here with a huge announcement from the Thomas Edison of sleep, the inventor of the My Pillow, Mike Lindell. And My Pillow are now offering a BOGO extravaganza on multiple My Pillow items. Right now at MyPillow.com with our promo code Kane, K-A-N-E at checkout. Buy one, get free pricing on My Pillow bed sheets, Giza Elegance My Pillows, the 6-piece My Pillow towel set, and the My Pillow Roll and Go Anywhere My Pillows, and so much more. Just go to MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener specials. Use the promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at checkout. Or call toll-free 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, and it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated right here in Boca with our final look at the precious metals market for the week. William Youngerman, how the metals look today?
Actually looking very good, Brian. After days of stock market around the world crashing, we see gold doing once again what it is designed to do, being a safe haven for our investments. And the only true real money left in the world. Gold performed very well after bouncing off its support level of around 1,800 earlier this week, and then rising yesterday and today. Yesterday up $24.50 after trading in a range of $1,811 to $1,850. And as I said, we closed at $1,841.50 the ounce, up $24.50. Silver was up 52 cents at $21.91 the ounce, while platinum was up $27 at $961, and palladium lost $9 at $1,933 the ounce. This morning, the rally continues as gold is up $4.50 at $1,846 the ounce. Silver down 6 cents at $21.85. Platinum up $4 at $965. And palladium up $27 at $1,960 the ounce. Oil a little over $112 a barrel. The dollar is showing weakness, which if it continues, then gold should continue to rise here. I think we may have seen at least a short-term bottom for gold around that $1,800 number.
That's great news. That's great news. And of course, it's always a great time to get into the metals, in particular gold, which is as the dollar falls, the gold goes up. It's gold and silver, a lot of things, but it's also a store of wealth, isn't it, William Youngerman? Absolutely. Listen, they open up William Youngerman weekdays at 10 a.m., located on the first floor of the Bank of America building right here in Boca at 150 East Palmetto Park Road, immediately east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. Online, find them at williamyoungerman.com. You can also reach them by phone from anywhere, 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010. All right, William Youngerman, have a great weekend. We'll talk on Monday. All right, take care, take care. All right, the week winding down. Back to our phones at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Carol from Boca Raton.
Hey, Carol.
Yesterday, I was listening to your show, and I did not get the name of the doctor who says if the baby's not a baby until it's born, and I went, oh, my God, I missed that part of the show. Could you please get...
I don't know. It was a congressional hearing. Let me see if I still have that. Yeah, let me play this. This is it was a House hearing a couple days ago. I don't know the doctor's name, but she was asked what makes a human. Listen.
If a child is halfway out of the birth canal, is an abortion permissible then?
Can you repeat your question?
If a child is halfway delivered out of the birth canal, is it permissible to have an abortion? Would you support the right for an abortion then?
I can't even fathom that.
No, it goes on a little ways down the road. But he had asked her what makes a human? At what point is a human? And she said, at birth, you have a human. At birth, which means prior to birth, it's not a human.
Oh my God, that makes me ill. I'm sure it does.
Well, yeah, it does. Here's the thing about it. When I was talking to Dr. Famous earlier, there are a lot of doctors like that lady there. I didn't play the whole clip because it's not queued up, but there's a lot of doctors like that lady that say crazy things. And because of that, people don't trust doctors.
Exactly. Governor Norton, remember what he says. If the baby's born, the mother can decide whether to kill it or not with a doctor.
Yeah.
And, oh my God, I can't believe I'm hearing that.
Well, see, what's happened with doctors in the perception of people's minds is, you've heard some callers today, they're on the take for Big Pharma. That's why I talk about all the beauty queens that are the pharmaceutical reps. Doctors like this lady, the abortion doctor people. Doctors have gotten very openly corrupt where everybody sees it, both financially and morally. And after the lockdowns and everything, when doctors found themselves having control over our lives, like Fauci and Birx, it's going to be a long time before people trust doctors. Just because a doctor says something, you should always seek a second opinion if you want. It's up to you. It's your body.
Something else? Could I mention?
Okay, sure.
Okay. I was at the orthopedic surgeon yesterday, and he was reading a book. And he said, oh my God, you have to get this book. And I said, oh, it's by Robert H. Kennedy Jr. Well, he's definitely a Democrat. And
Bobby Kennedy Jr.'s book? Yeah, I know what you're talking about, yeah. Yeah, Bobby, yeah. Mm-hmm. No, Bobby Kennedy Jr. has been completely canceled because of that book, yeah. Hey, listen, I got to run, but thanks for the call. Well, I've gotten through the show here without falling down by the way, just so people know, because I'm getting text messages, I am okay now. I had the side effects hit me, and then they went away. So I'm cool now, okay? And I'm hearing from people asking me if I'm okay. I'm okay. I shouldn't have said anything on the air, but I just wasn't really thinking, and I said something on the air. Steve will be back on Monday. We've had a great week this week, and those of you on hold, thanks for calling. We don't have time for more calls today, but everyone that has called in this week and called in today, we've heard from a lot of new people on the program all week long, including this morning, and a lot of great content. And I just want to say one thing to those who call in that take issue with me or take issue with Steve. This show is the most difficult show for anyone to call into. And when you call this program, you know you're going to be challenged. So I commend all of you who take issue with us on the issues, okay? Now, of course, this afternoon at 3, Neil Rogers, the best of Neil Rogers, 3 to 4, weekdays, right here on all of our radio stations, followed by Uncle High from 4 to 6. Check that out. And Uncle High takes live calls between 4 and 6. It's a great opportunity. We heard from Blind Mike earlier this morning, a voice from the past, an old Neil Rogers chronic. So I told Blind Mike he should call into Uncle High. They'd have a lot to talk about. But talk radio is back in this market in the afternoons on all of our radio stations. Steve and I will be back with you live Monday morning at 6 a.m. And before we leave, I just want to tell you, the BOGO extravaganza is continuing at mypillow.com. Click on the radio listener specials. Use the promo code KANE at checkout, KANE, for amazing savings. The MyPillow My Slippers, normally $140, less than $50 now, $90 off with the promo code KANE at checkout, KANE. Over a dozen of the top MyPillow products are buy one, get one free, including the regular classic MyPillow, the Giza Elegance pillow, the Giza Cotton Dream Sheets, the towel sets, those items and many, many more. Buy one, get one free with the promo code KANE at checkout, KANE. All right, guys, take care. Have a great weekend. We will see you bright and early Monday morning at 6 a.m. Have a great day, everyone. Until then, we'll see you.
This is Scott from Cut by Kilowatts. If you call or text me on my cell phone, I will analyze your home and your FPL bill over the phone, and I can quote you on insulation, ducts, and radiant barrier. Call me now, and I'll show you how to save.
All right, guys. Hey, listen. Thanks for watching, everyone. I got to take off, but before you go, like the video, all right? I'll talk to you soon.